Hailing frequencies are open. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Shield of Tomorrow, the Star Trek RPG show here on Geek and Sundry's Alpha and Twitch. I almost got distracted because my thing didn't light up, but now it's working just fine. So this is our season 2 finale episode. So yay, we made it. Hooray. We're going to start things off tonight, though. I don't really have that many announcements. Just, as always, a special thanks to Anovos and to tell people at Star Trek Online we love them, as well as Modifius, who's been really rad in helping us. And actually, since I'm on the subject of thank yous, just another shout out to CBS for helping us for getting us permission to do a lot of the things that we're doing on here.
Speaking of Star Trek Online, I found my Tribble.
Oh, you found your Tribble?
Yay!
Oh, yeah.
It's as close as I could find.
That's pretty good.
So
but,
a quick reminder.
I needed a comfort animal tonight.
I was going to say, it's a quick reminder then that that on Star Trek Online right now you can get a Tribble that is based on Bonnie, and mentions Throlo.
I'm a Tribble.
Yes. I'm a Tribble. It's a Bajoran.
We need to get
It's a
an earring
Bajoran Tribble.
Yeah, we need to get
It has an earring. It's
close. It's close.
That's
a keychain.
That is racially insensitive. That is a keychain earring.
Well,
Sage is allowed to say
you need a
it.
Bajoran
The rest
earring.
of us can't say it.
Oh, that's
Sage
true.
can say it.
it's the
That's
closest
true.
thing I could find.
Yeah.
It has an earring. Okay, let's move on.
So a lot of you good Ox Crew and Shield of Tomorrow fans have been really kind and have been sending us a lot of rad stuff, and they've been accumulating in a P.O. box for the past month and a half or so. So we apologize for that. It can be sometimes kind of tricky getting all the mail that comes in, especially when people are running in and out for the holidays. But what I'm trying to get at is we got stuff that we're going to open before the episode starts. So if you guys can bear with us,
Yes.
we got a couple of things. We should do this the way my family does it, where we just start and then move around and everyone gets to open something. So why don't we start on this side of the table real quick? And who has something?
Amy has
Amy's
all of
got
it.
something.
Amy has a horde.
All right, Amy. So just throw
Well,
up
this is hopefully a thing we can all laugh at. But remember the saga of whether a certain thing was ever going to get here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got both of them.
Holy shit!
What is it?
The Dr. Mug finally arrived.
We thought it had been lost, I think is what happened. Because I heard some mysterious stuff, and then eventually I got this wonderful mug from Thera Explorer. And
Oh my god!
It popped into a parallel universe temporarily.
yeah.
That mug has been in
back.
transit for half a year.
Wow.
some long amount, because this says hopefully a mug for Janelle will arrive shortly, which I think happened in the past.
That did happen in the past.
That mean that
Mug is from the future.
It's a time travel.
That is a slow burn.
It went over to the mirror universe for a minute. It came back.
You need
And
a
it's
mirror
still
universe
applicable.
one that says worst Doctor ever.
Oh,
Mirror, you get it.
Mirror.
And then
What else you got?
this was very, very wonderful from our Ox crew, but from Commander Michael Beckett, MD, Chief Medical Officer of the USS Ophion. Ophion? Not sure how to say your ship name. But it says,
Opinion.
Dr. Shishiros, I noticed on your doctor's coat you're missing a patch that we both worked very hard for.
Ooh.
Oh my gosh.
What does it say?
God.
Is it the Starfleet medical?
Rad.
stuff.
That is a Starfleet medical patch.
Have fun with the Klingons. Get ready for lacerations and contusions.
Okay.
From one chief medical officer to another, stay safe. Trust in your staff.
Oh,
And then
Matazi concurs.
one more thing came in. This is from librarian Liz, who has been following some of my off of Shield of Tomorrow adventures clearly because she got me this Choose Your Own Adventure book.
yay!
I'm deliriously excited about, and I figure it must have been for the show because also there's a Funko for Hector.
It's
Hector.
This is from Coco, and I just want to say, hey,
It was so good.
Chamaka, thank you so much.
I think I get one, unless I've massively misunderstood, which I will understand because I was trying to figure out the things. I think we each have one, and I'm so excited. Really, really sweet.
We are all Hector.
That's great.
Oh, thank you.
So that's really.
Look at me. I'm the Hector now.
I'm the Hector now.
And then the last thing is via me, delivered by. But it's for everybody. So I'm
Whoa,
gonna
that's a big
need your
box.
help, please. Help.
I will use. You can use my lap.
So I think this was.
You and me on the same wavelength, Sam.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh, thank you, my God. Denoba, ladies and gentlemen, who I'm not supposed to call attention to. Delicious flavored
Lifesaver,
coffee.
Denoba.
Thank you, Denoba. Don't
Please
worry,
sit
Sax.
down.
I
Please
won't
sit
let
down,
everybody
Chaz.
know that just happened.
I'm just gonna.
Thank you, Max.
No!
Sorry.
Just juggling everybody. Thank you. What is this?
Words.
Oh, this is a note. Okay, to the crew, the USS Sally Ride.
That's us.
Eric, Amy, Gina, Sam, Eliza, Bonnie, Hector, and Sax. Cheers to you all who jumpstart my long work week with a fun evening to unwind while tuned in to S.H.I.E.L.D. of Tomorrow. I've been watching S.H.I.E.L.D. since its launch, thank you. And it soars, it soars in the rarefied air of excellent storytelling through RPG. Oh.
Wow.
You've gotten me back into gaming and exploring RPGs, enlisting my friends to join in as well.
Yes.
I even signed up for Star Trek Online,
Yes.
though I've had no time to learn what the hell I'm doing in it.
Join the ball band.
Yeah. Shore leave needed badly, yes. I am right there with you on that one. Enclosed are a few supplies to distribute to your crew and raise a toast to future missions in Trek style. Oh my goodness. Oh yeah, we got Thanks for all the entertaining hours
Shot
of dice
glass?
rolling, red alerts, and pencil snapping. Energize.
Beer glasses
Scott
and
at
shot glasses.
Mr. Scott.
Amazing.
Mr. Scott, thank you.
Mr. Scott put a picture of Scotty toasting.
Nice.
One of my
Yep.
favorite
Oh my
original
goodness.
series episodes.
So into it.
I
This
love
is
it.
amazing.
Thank
I
you.
just moved. I need glassware.
That is amazing.
I need a glass to drink out of now.
Wow.
Oh, it's a coaster that's like a transporter.
It's a light up coaster.
Their coasters.
We just need more things that light up on.
Do they light up?
They light up.
They're
Sorry.
transporter pad coasters.
There are. They are.
It's a naps.
Wait. Can I borrow? Yes. Oh, wait. Amy.
Do they make
it.
sound
Do
effects? They do?
We're such nerds.
We're wow.
Oh, man.
Damn.
I can't wait to drink this in the middle. Use this in the middle of the night, like when I like put my glass of water by my bed.
I can hear Xander down the hall going,
Yeah.
shut up.
God damn it, buddy! Turn off the transforming
What?
power.
That nerd coaster.
The yellow one says Gina. The red one says Hector. The blue one says Amy.
What?
This one that is kind of gray says Eric.
Oh, so they're all
say
with
stuff?
our characters.
Sax, you got a glass. Oh yeah, sorry.
Sax
You're
has
in the
an
office.
colored
Sax.
one. Eliza has a blue
Oh
one.
my god.
Sam has a red one. And Bonnie has a yellow one. How did we make those numbers work?
I don't know.
Right.
Should we do it?
We obviously
know.
were meant to
Go
have
us.
pint glasses.
I don't know.
I mean,
We were
Sax.
obviously meant to be alcoholics, you guys.
Sax helped us get
It went something like this.
glass.
It went something like,
You could
hey
put anything
Sax,
in a pint glass.
we're all in love with Gina and we really want that last space on the set. Can we please have her permanently? Okay.
yeah.
Can you hand me my cup so that I can drink out of it tonight?
Yes, I would like to.
Pass those
Well,
down. Okay, so we'll speed it up a little bit.
Yes, it
Who
does.
else?
It says
My
one
goodness.
glass, one coaster each.
We all get a coaster.
It says to whomever hands out the contents of this box.
Turn the coasters off.
All right, who else has got something to open? Because we got an audience that wants to see what the hell happens tonight.
They want to see us open shit.
They do want to see us
want
open
that
shit.
too.
It's-
For Hector.
I'm the same way. I look forward to Christmas almost as much as I
Yeah,
look
what is
forward
this, shieldness?
to.
This is so
I
pretty.
don't know.
We're all assembled.
I don't know.
This is so fun.
Wait,
Marisha-
let us know what this is. What's
Marisha has-
happening right now?
Marisha has told me a few times that after Christmas that her face hurts from smiling so much.
This is the problem
Thank you.
that I get with every time there's an episode of Sam Loses a Shit.
Yeah.
It's a problem.
Oh my
It's
gosh.
not a problem.
These are beautiful.
It's also a problem.
Oh, you can put
Wow,
it in
listen to those sound effects
where
fly.
the light goes on, but not the sound. I just
Anybody
did that
else?
by mistake.
So those are just for sex, Eric.
So on that side of the table, what do we have to open? Also, thank you.
Very nice.
Huge thank you. Thank you.
If you put it on the middle
Transporter pad
notch,
coaster. I'll put my
yeah.
coffee on this.
Middle. Now it's only light.
Yep, only light.
All right, so who else we got to open stuff?
I got
Sam, really?
Sam.
Anybody sent Sam stuff? Let's find out what Sam has to open.
Okay, let's find out what's going on
My gosh.
with all of this business.
That's diabolical.
It's like the Thunderdome of pencil breaking.
Holy
Louise.
Wow.
What are you gonna
That
do?
thing is like Oh,
I'm gonna meet the Borg Queen. I am ready.
Ready to
When the time comes, I am prepared.
That is amazing.
I want to see Sam crack that in half.
Yep.
I want to see Sam.
I feel like Pee Wee Herman sent us that.
Yeah, right?
So we don't have a label in here that I see, and it doesn't have a name on the return address, and I don't intend to read this if it's not.
All right.
So please tweet me with who gave me this magnificent gift that will someday die, but at like
Remarkable.
a really climactic moment.
Yeah.
I
I'm
super
just
promise.
scared with them swinging it around like that. I'm a little intimidated.
The gift.
Don't
worry.
That's a big pencil.
That's a big pencil.
What else we got?
With that.
Okay. So we also have. Let's see.
I'm gonna be so sad if one of those.
Oh.
Oh my god! Oh, dude, that's a vast chainmail.
Oh my gosh, this is.
Wait, is that a
It's a dice bag.
Shall I
y'all.
put you over
Look
there?
at the other side.
Yeah, no, it's
Flip it around.
Look at it. It's metal as fuck.
Whoa.
It is metal.
Literally.
Fast. Look at that.
Look at this. It's bright as that.
That's
Yeah, it shines bright. And it is metal as fuck.
That's
This is everything that I want.
The eye shines bright, and it also prevents
The
swords
eye
from piercing a
shines
bag. And
Right though. Happy Bassmas.
That shouldn't break.
And pencils.
and pencils.
Because pencils. So I'm also prepared for guessing winner. So there is a letter here, and this that I won't read out loud because I don't know yet whether this is something that wants to be read out loud. But thank you so much, David Anderson. This is amazing, and I adore this.
That's a rad.
I would
So
wear that
much.
as a hat and feel
This goes so
Yeah.
well with the bread
I thought it
stuff
was a hat.
tray that I have
First.
here every week. Even though I'm also,
What else we got? Anything else over there?
And one final.
One
thing
more?
in
All
a
right.
Box. And. So, the thing you need to know about Rue is that as a fighter, they are a dual wielder. They wield
Yes.
two crutches.
That is true. Yes.
So,
God.
Oh!
they are always a dual wielder.
Was that just
That was on purpose,
God's
right? That's from the same
Is
person.
that from the same person or different
snap.
people?
Different people.
That's
No way.
amazing. Wait, what?
No.
This is, yeah.
Oh, snaps. That's amazing.
Wow.
Y'all know me deep in my soul.
That had
have
to have
you
been
done?
somebody finding the link to that pencil and being like, oh, you guys check this out. We have to send this to
We
Sam."
need to
And then-
attach those to chains.
Oh my gosh.
I
amazed.
am excited.
I was gonna say pencil nunchucks.
Yeah, these are. I'm so into this. I'm so into everything about this. This is amazing.
Very cool.
I am so excited.
I've got a card here.
Between the pencils and the brightness,
card?
I'm just feeling like super hyped
You are
tonight.
ready.
Like, I need to just like fight an entire Vorcha of Klingons or something. An entire
Please
Vorcha.
not.
All by
This is-
myself. Average complement of a Vorcha cruiser, 1900 souls.
Holodeck.
Yeah, you're
Holodeck.
kind of out of there.
Eric, you got a
Out
letter?
on holiday.
What's that?
Said you had a letter you
I
wanted
have
to read?
I have a card here. It says, "Dear Eric, Sam, Hector, Bonnie, Amy, Eliza, Gina, and the crew, wishing you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Craig, also known as Ensign. Oh, I'm gonna get this wrong. Ui Chorka, Ox Crew. Sorry if I got that wrong, dude. Sorry, Craig.
Thank
This
you.
card does not contain any definitely does not contain any Borg nanites.
Good. Thank you for warning it. Like,
right.
I need these to be cleared.
Yeah.
We actually
And-
do have those officially cleared.
Thank you,
like, before
and
they enter our
happy
table.
holidays to you as well.
We're glad that you checked.
to put this up
and
here.
thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Happy
I-
holidays.
Obviously,
Oh,
y'all
is
will be
it
fine
really
because I just
I don't know, I'm
inhaled
just
all of
scared.
that.
Okay,
All
they're all in.
hands?
They're all in Eric, so it's fine.
I feel like it's so fine.
It's from Az.
Oh yeah.
This letter I just got is from Az, and I accidentally read the last line of it first, and I opened it up backwards, and it just says, "Get in, losers. We're boldly going. We're gonna, get in, losers. We're gonna boldly go." Well, actually,
I love that.
Let me make sure.
I love this guy.
Let me make sure this is a letter I can read. Oh yes, I can read it. Okay, it says. I'm gonna read out Az's address. It is at no, not really. I wouldn't do that. It says, "Dear Eric, this letter will actually be brief. I extra promised this time. As the time of this writing, it is 9:30 on Thursday, the 6th of July. So it's been a while in the mail,
It's
Az.
been a long time.
It's been a long... No. Sorry. And the first episode of Shield of Tomorrow has just finished airing. Holy fuck.
This will be
Whoa,
interesting.
this is like a
Wow.
time travel letter.
This is timey-wimey.
This is actually the Doctor Who Christmas special.
Yeah. Holy fuck. I just
Hanukkah
watched an
special
episode
and
of Star
Hanukkah
Trek. I just watched an episode of Star Trek that was fucking outstanding. Your storytelling is still enchanting. Your enthusiasm is contagious. I'm blown away. I'm delighted. I'm hooked. Thank you.
Newsflash, it gets all downhill. I'm just kidding. The first
I'm
episode
also
was
exhausted, so I can't promise I'll be setting an alarm at 5:20 a.m. every week to watch live. We now know that is partially bullshit. Time zones are a bitch. I agree. To all our UK fans, I'm with you. Time zones are a bitch. I value my sleep. I value your sleep too, Az. I know you've said you're scared, and I'm. Wait, what? I know you've said you're. And I know I am only one amongst many, but you needn't worry. The show. Oh, I confessed to Az that I was really nervous about running Star Trek.
Yeah.
I remember that now.
remember that.
I was really nervous
this.
about
You've
taking
talked,
over Star
yeah.
Trek. I was afraid I was
Yeah.
going to raise fan ire and people were going to be pissed. The
instead
show
you're
is going to be.
amazing.
This is crazy. I am, but you needn't worry. The show is going to be absolutely phenomenal. This is crazy to be reading this letter sent from the pilot episode.
Wow.
One of my earliest memories is spending my whole day with my mom watching the original series. When my dad came home from work, I almost tripped over my own feet in haste to show him my newly learned Vulcan salute and loudly exclaim, "Look, Daddy, I'm a Trekkie."
I remember that story.
I already feel like that again, and oh man, and I can tell you with absolute certainty, it's how I'm going to feel every week. Get in, losers. We're gonna boldly go with love always, Az.
Oh.
That makes me want to have kids.
Who is that?
Az,
AKA Captain Tiny.
Az, who's a friend of the show.
Yeah.
Since the TB days.
Yeah,
That's very
good old Az.
I have a cactus named after Captain Tiny.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Yes, Az at
Cactus
Captain
Tiny?
Tiny. I dropped this. Let me get this thing going here. We've got
I built
two more.
terrariums, and
Got two more.
Captain Tiny was
Um,
part of that during terrariums.
Man, our
and I
Ox
named
crew.
one of them
I love
after
the
it.
terrarium.
oh, what is this? Oh, it's a big letter, so I'm gonna have to read this one off. To the crew and players at Geek and Sundry, and most of all to Shield of Tomorrow. Okay, this is a couple of pages, so we're gonna have to read this off. But who's this from? This is from Pia.
Pea and a cookie?
Pia. Maybe that's it. Yeah. Am I mispronouncing it? P-I-A.
Pia.
Pia. It's a great name. Let's see what
But
we
now
got
I
here.
want Pia.
I know. Oh, dude, it's like a deck of art. Sally Ride sketches.
Damn.
Oh.
There's a
Pass that
picture of a cat that we're all gonna
Pass that
talk
around.
over.
Hey, the art cat.
So cool. Oh,
Heck, just like my captain powers aren't working.
I know, right? It's
Why
broken.
isn't he doing what I
there
said?
are dice. There are. I know who these are for. There are 6-sided dice in here that have bats on them.
Oh.
They have, in place of a 6, or in place of a 1, it's a bat. I'm gonna come over and bring that to Sam.
Guys, what would happen if somebody
That's
what would
really
happen if somebody sent Sam dice that had pencils on the dice? What would happen?
Is that a thing? A
Yeah,
pencil die?
that's like what would happen if an unmovable
Would you-
object.
My greatest love.
My brain
to
is
my
like,
greatest hate.
Yeah, I'm like,
What's
would you?
the remainder of it?
Oh,
Born
thank
of
you
my greatest
so
hate,
much. We're gonna
sprung
read
from my
this.
greatest hate,
My
so
only
Yeah, exactly.
love.
This is a great drawing of Sally Ride. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Can we see that? I'm gonna try to hold that up. I doubt we can see
Oh
it.
wow! No, I can see
It's
it.
really pretty. It's really well done.
Oh,
That's
it's
a
the
ship.
Yeah, it's the USS Sally
It
Ride.
does look like it could be like a mandolin.
It's so cool.
It's like a Vulcan.
I don't know if that's I don't know if you guys can see that because it's kind of light, but no, is it just I'm holding up a white piece of paper?
It's magic.
It's beautiful. Trust
it's
me. I'll
psychic
post a picture of
paper.
it on Twitter.
Yeah,
It's really
yeah.
pretty.
Please
It's
draw
really,
in
really pretty.
whatever you think he
Think
was
someone
showing
got
us on a screenshot of that white piece of paper.
It's psychic paper, everyone. You can
Psychic
do with
paper.
it.
Amy Dallin has
All
good
right.
ideas.
I think I know what this one is. This is the last one.
Always do the bad idea. Ooh. That's how we do.
You ready to have your minds fucking blown?
Yeah.
That's every day.
Are you
always.
seriously ready to have your minds
Yes.
That's what happens when I sign up
Right.
to be on Shield of Tomorrow, yo.
Every day, always.
By
I'm
Eric
ready.
Campbell.
I live for that shit.
I'll hold my
Let's
mind.
Blow my mind.
blown? Darcy, we got it.
What?
We got it, Darcy.
I don't know what I still
Ladies and gentlemen, I give you your handmade Targ.
Very nice. That is adorable. That's what a Targ looks like?
Ladies, gentlemen, and in B, our Targ. We now have our hollow Targ.
I want to squeeze it.
Okay.
Pass it around.
Okay. Yes, we'll pass it around. This is amazing. We have a
Also, bring that art. Bring that art.
Bring the art too.
With the art?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, everybody. Going off the map here. Sorry. Hey, camera. How you doing? Just gonna block you. Here we go.
Send the art that way so we both get to.
All right, cool.
Then I end up with Targ, yeah.
Oh,
Do it this way.
No, look at the curl. I need to hold it.
Hey, You're gonna get Targ.
Okay. You're gonna make
That's
everyone
Holly's
cry.
You did good, fans. You did good.
Darcy, it is beautiful.
it's so
I am getting a bow tie for him.
That's great.
Darcy, your handwriting is gorgeous. I'm going to do what I can here. It says, "Dear crew of the Sally Ride, thank you for the heart, soul, and thought you put into Shield of Tomorrow. I do all my, I apologize, fan art in yarn. And once I heard about the Targ puppy, I knew I had to make one."
Yeah.
Bonnie says his, hers, their name is that Holly?
Holly, got
Holly.
holodeck.
Oh.
He's a
Holly. But I've been calling him, her, them. I can't pronounce it. It looks like Klingon. Oh, it is Klingon.
That makes sense.
It's like ich guch, which
Spell it out.
I can't.
I'll work on it.
Cutie.
But it literally translates to little baby in Klingon.
Little baby.
So
That's amazing.
even though Jenny McPlantface, we're gonna have to decide if it's McPlantface or Plantface. Even though, although as an Irishman, I appreciate the McPlantface.
I like
Pretty
to
sure that was Martinez.
So even though Jenny
I feel like I
McPlantface
said
has
it.
captured the hearts and minds of the crew,
He invented
remember,
this.
no one loves you like a Targ.
Adorable.
I've
know.
sent a hug for each one of you with Lokgu, the it's L, with the puppy Targ. Consent providing, of course. Love to you all, Darcy. Slightly Foxed on Twitter and Slightly Dashed Fox on Instagram. Underscore Foxed on Instagram.
I'm so
Fair
happy
wins
right now.
and oh geez, thank you,
This is
Darcy.
very overwhelming. And that's our show.
That's
everybody.
amazing. And that was
Bye.
it. Thank you so much for watching.
All shit has been lost from all sides.
Wow, I'm overwhelmed. Thank you all so much
looking
for
at
all this
Mommy.
amazing
I think we're all
stuff.
like, bring it back over
It's been a crazy year.
Just give me an excuse to roll damage dice tonight, Eric.
I
give me an excuse.
I wish I could go into a moment of reflection, but we got to jump into tonight's episode because we got a big episode tonight. So,
The
so
art
we're
is
gonna go ahead and
only
kick
halfway
these.
across.
I love Holly.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to look at this after because
Can we, like, replicate it so we can each have one?
there's
But I'm
messages on the back of
Sam,
each
so
one.
right now I can just love
I
the
read mine.
Targ.
We now have our
I
mascot. That is an
love the
amazing
Targ.
piece.
I love the plant. I love the crew a lot. Now I'm
Speaking
Janelle Room. I'm very
of-
serious.
Oh yes, please. yeah. Now we're gonna get something out of the way real quick. Since we're about to launch into the episode, it's really important that we acknowledge that this show really, if you guys don't mind me saying, the show is what we've discovered about RPGs is the systems and the settings and all that stuff. It's really important, but nothing makes a show like the people who are on it. And one of those people celebrated a birthday. And we got to just jump on in there. Just do it. Just jump on in there, Devin. Welcome to Shield of Tomorrow, Genova. And so we got you a pie. We got you a couple of pies. We got you maybe we got you 3 pies.
I haven't had a pie in like 4 years.
Gluten-free pie.
We got you all pies. Happy birthday, Gina! So without further ado now, we are going to jump into tonight's final episode of Season 2 of Shield of Tomorrow.
I love all of this forever.
For you. There is.
That was smooth like butter. Nicely done, Hector.
Thank you very much.
Oh my god. I love this group of people so much. I'm a little
this is a great
overwhelmed
night.
with delight
We're trying
right
to
now.
we're trying to launch into the episode. We're like 26 minutes into the freaking episode. We haven't started playing yet. We're still giggling over the gifts.
Okay, let's start emotionally compromising Bunny.
All right. Yes, immediately. Wait.
I'm ready.
We have to wait. We have to wait. Are you still reading?
Okay, I just want to read this tiny bit.
Go ahead.
So it's a beautiful drawing of Mala Ren.
That's true.
And on the
great.
back it says, first thing, I apologize for not being able to do Chief Ren justice. You did. I've attached a picture of my cat as consolation, as she often fancies herself a Betazoid.
Oh, yay! You have a Betazoid cat?
It's a cat Betazoid, yeah.
How sweet.
Catazoid,
cats are Betazoid.
I would be
and
terrified.
look at how sweet.
I would-
Look at
It looks
those
like
black
Spot.
cool eyes. That's a Betazoid.
It looks
cat.
like Spot from Next Generation.
Cat that can read minds sounds like a horror movie.
Can't all cats read minds?
God. Okay.
I rinsed it out. That's why.
All right. So all the
the
joy and
Betazoid cat.
happiness.
Betazoid
Bonnie,
cat.
are you
The Betazoid
okay?
cat.
Cheers to all of the fine Ox crew.
Yes, thank you, Ox
Yes.
Crew.
To you, to all of our crew.
Could never do this without you.
Yeah.
Like,
indeed.
actually, they would shut us down. So thank you.
There would be no. We wouldn't have an audience. It would
Yeah.
just be like,
So thank you.
yeah.
guess.
Okay. So now I got to take us down because we left off at a very pretty intense moment.
I'm already extremely vulnerable.
You're already preparing
I have
yourself.
all my comfort animals.
You'll get through
For the most part, the USS Sally Ride seems to have cleared the danger of traveling through what became an evaporated safety corridor after the declaration of war against the United Federation of Planets. You guys were headed to the Shackleton Expanse, the Narendra Station, where you were to conduct a 6-month assignment or rather, I think it was 6 months there and back, but a 3-month assignment, I suppose. Y'all were supposed to conduct your assignments, a scientific survey of a vast unexplored region of space. In fact, one of the largest unexplored regions of space that Starfleet has had a chance to sink its teeth into since it started discovering all the other governments that are out there. There's still large portions of Federation space that are begging to be explored, but the Shackleton Expanse has never been touched, and it's just on the other side of the Klingon Empire. It has not been an easy journey for you guys, and not just dodging and ducking and weaving and reclaiming old party members and possibly violating orders and we're okay. But also, of course, being shot at by Klingons, combat, an encounter with an omnipotent being that pissed you all off considerably, asteroids, poisonous gases, all manner of crazy things. But now it seems the Sally Ride is within striking distance of the Klingon Imperial border.
I can strike it.
And you are headed there at maximum warp, where supposedly the Dauntless, the USS Dauntless, will be awaiting you for an escort to Narendra Station. What's that expression?
I heard you say supposedly.
Supposedly. Oh, yeah. No.
Because our
Nothing is
communications.
secured.
Because it's. But, you
I know, I'm just a player and I'm real concerned.
I feel ya.
We should
Yeah.
all be concerned. We got the information, and then war broke out. And
Amy-
we haven't been able to
No
contact
communication.
Starfleet. So we've literally been on our own.
Amy's been informed by the TBD days. So every time I leave something that's kind of open questioned, Amy leans in. What do you mean supposedly?
Never get to the master.
It's just a lot of worst case scenarios.
So while everything is beginning to finally calm down a little bit around here, and you guys are beelining now, you've gotten some answers. The last episode we discovered that Lassie LeClaire was actually a former member of Section 31 who had been fleeing and under deep cover, who had been a huge story was unveiled, essentially stuck on the space station out in the middle of nowhere as a way of trying to get away from 31 and lay low for a while before they make another departure. That station, of course, was, according to Rue's theory, tipped off, and the Klingons were made to know that it was there.
killed
Lassie
everyone.
revealed, what's that?
They killed everybody.
They
Except
killed
for us.
everybody. Lassie managed to not get noticed, or maybe perhaps everyone was killed. It's hard to say, but Lassie managed to escape without being murdered, and revealed a lot of interesting information about the existence of Section 31, its place in manipulating Starfleet intelligence, but more importantly, some big questions finally got answered about Commander Rue. Learning that Rue has actually had 2 hosts, and that Janelle is actually number 2, not number 1. The first host was a man named Dryden, who apparently was an agent of Section 31, who got fed up with it one day for whatever reason, decided it was time to walk away from it, didn't want anything to do with it anymore, and it cost him his life. And as a result of that, Lassie LeClaire made a promise to him that the symbiont would survive and would not pay for the mistakes. And that has been what Rue has discovered. But there was another story that's been going on now for a while on the USS Sally Ride, one that a lot of people haven't been noticing because he was Starfleet. And in Starfleet, especially when people need you, you get really good at putting on a face to make sure that no one worries about you so you can do your job. Maybe that's a holdover from his days as an officer, but Lynn Xadas has not been doing quite well. And upon urging of Jiv, who as a Tellarite seems to be relatively perceptive about what people are going through, called out Lark Sage, called her out straight to her face how miserable he knows she is on the ship.
Miserable's a word.
He called you out as miserable on board the ship, and then mentioned that he's noticing that in somebody else too, who could really use a friend. So Sage went to Xadas' quarters to find him in a terrible state of agony. And that is where we pick up tonight's game. Sage, you're sitting a few feet away from Xadas. It's been about 10 minutes of total silence, and you've been very respectful sitting there, just letting him know that you're there in the quiet. And it seems to be having an effect because
About halfway through the silence, I've just put my hand on his shoulder. Like, I don't say anything. I just just let him know that, like, not only that I'm physically there with him, but I'm really there with him.
Okay. Yeah, time passes. But after a minute, his breath he starts to try to steady his breath a little bit. Like he tries to wind himself down. You're hearing the gasps, just like somebody who has, the choking sob has been going on for so long that his breathing has to regulate, so he's just catching up for a moment. And then his hand very quickly shoots up and it just lays over the top of yours. And he holds you tightly to his shoulder for a good few minutes. And then after a few minutes, he finally lets go and just goes, "Hey, Sage."
Hey, Xadas. I just awkwardly hand him the cream soda.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
He just takes it, and you can already see his humor, all of that, the defense mechanisms, they're clicking on like someone going down the line and just flipping the switches back on. But he takes it with a kind of smile and he says, "Cream soda."
Xadas. I had no idea.
I'm actually doing okay.
You're not doing okay.
It's just this
I know nothing. I'm gonna say we'll make it better or go away, or I've been so selfish thinking about other things that I didn't even think to check. I don't know, you seemed fine and we hadn't seen each other in so long, and I didn't know what to say or what to...
You steer the ship. I think you got your hands full. It's fine. I'm not expecting... It's no one's job, to I'm fine. I'm just. It's like I don't expect anything.
I never had any real friends growing up. Xadas, I don't know what to do when it comes to having a friend. And when I first joined the Sally Ride, I felt like you were my only friend, and then we lost you, and then you're back, but I didn't know if you were my friend. I brought you a birthday present. It's old from your last birthday, but you were kind of gone. You missed it, but it's in the other room. If you want to open it. You're supposed to give birthday presents to your friends. I saved it for you.
What do I do? Do I just go open it?
If you want to, you can save it for your actual birthday if you want. But
no. I mean, I need to make up for the one I missed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Got some catching up to do.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. He looks really awkward as he's
Same.
He's just like, I'll go open it.
Okay.
And he pulls himself to his feet and twists his shirt back around and I'm sorry about my bedroom. It's just
I love what you've done with the place.
Thanks. No,
it's very feng shui. Is that a word? That's a thing, right? I've never like tried it. It's very like.
It's a.
You
musical?
should just open your present.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
He goes into the main room where you've set it there.
Yeah.
Is it a box?
It's a box, and it just has a bow on it. It's not wrapped or anything. I'm just not very good at this.
He walks over to it and he goes, I don't remember the last time I saw a bow.
Whenever I had birthdays, my parents would usually wrap them pretty extravagant, but I never really I didn't really like the wrapping paper because it just wasted a lot of time, but the bows were always kind of pretty.
Yeah. He reaches over to, like, you see he's got off to the side, it looks like a folded, almost like a utility harness. Mm-hmm. He just kind of pulls open, and you see him pull out what looks like an engineering tool that's commonly used as a welder, and he just goes...
It's not, you don't have to...
Oh, I sawed it off.
Oh, cool.
I didn't want to mess with the bow.
You could have just...
Okay. Sorry.
That's okay. It wasn't.
I just don't trust myself.
It wasn't attached, but you're well. You can.
Oh. I hope I didn't damage anything.
No, you're good. It should be fine.
He pulls open the box. What does he find inside, Sage?
It's a toolbox, personalized, and inside is a bunch of engineering tools, personalized for him, and also kind of like pimped out, if you know what I mean. Like
bling.
Basically it's like not blinged because that's annoying, like sparkly diamond encased screwdrivers or something, but no,
it
it's
says
like
brat written across like a tricorder.
What's up? Pimp my tools. Bling them up. No, it's they're just all personalized and just like really nice, and kind of she has modified some of them specifically for tasks that she knows that he works on more. And there's also a data pad in there.
He looks down at the data pad and says, should I read that now?
It's all the programs that you were working on before you left.
You saved them?
I started on a few, but then when we found out that you might still be alive, I might have backtracked a bit and put them all on there for you, so that way when you got back you would have something that you wanted to do. I should have given it to you when you first got on, but I don't know. It was in the box, so I didn't want to take it out. Dr. Thorlow's poker program's still on there. We could work on that later if you want.
Yeah, I would like that. We should work on the poker program.
She'll never expect it now. It's been a year.
We should really mess with it.
Yeah.
I don't know what to say.
I know you feel alone right now, but just know that there are people on the ship that care about you, and you're not alone. I know you probably don't want to talk to a counselor or anything. I mean, trust me, I have to go in once a week too, captain's orders, but if you want to talk about other things without, it being on record, you can with me.
Okay.
Xadas, I haven't told anyone this, and I have to tell someone, and I think my parents are still alive. My real parents.
Wait, what?
My parents are still alive. My real parents are alive, and I haven't told anyone, and I...
How do you know that?
I just know. I was told.
Somebody told you?
A Vedic on graduation day.
You've known since graduation day?
I just haven't told anyone. I don't know who to talk to. Xadas.
That's amazing!
I know, right? It's amazing! But I don't know what to do, and I don't know who to talk to, and I can't tell the captain. I can't tell anyone.
Okay. He puts down the data pad and puts the box on the floor. He's like, thank you.
You're welcome.
He grabs his cream soda and he just... and then he puts it down and he goes, okay, what do you know about it?
I can't tell anyone in Starfleet.
Why not?
That's why I'm telling you.
Hey.
No offense.
No, you're right, though. But why?
They're in the Maquis.
Oh. Tricky. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That's tricky.
Yeah. Don't tell anyone, okay? I've felt so alone here, and I had to tell someone or I was just gonna burst.
He puts his hands on your shoulders and looks you in the eyes and says, let's find him.
Okay.
We should totally find them. Have you done any looking yet?
I've tried, but it's not easy, and this whole time I've been so worried about finding my family, my real family, that I forgot that I had real family here too. And I'm sorry. I didn't mean to ignore you.
You don't owe me an apology, Sage. You don't. All right, I'm gonna level with you. I don't know. I don't know how to be here. Like, I don't even know how to be here. When I was on Malgog's ship, I tried to escape so many times, and I tried to signal you guys, and then I tried to signal anybody. And they made me sleep in the engine room, and it was always loud. I could never go to sleep unless there was noise. There had to be... Like, I just stopped. I couldn't... I just don't know how to be here right now. And I'm hearing everything you're saying, and there's a part of me that... I feel like... I don't know how to describe it. I feel like you're saying it to me, but I'm on the other side of the room, and I don't know how else to describe it. Like, I appreciate it all, but it's just, I know it's not like me.
No, it's okay. Let's do baby steps to try and get you back to this side of the room. And we can start by picking up the glass.
And then let's pick up the glass. And let's go digging. I used to know somebody in Starfleet Command who was part of the reconnaissance squad for, is it 8th Fleet? He was Special Forces, but he was really good at knowing how to find people. And I don't know if I can still reach him, but let's do some digging. That would be great. That would make me feel better. Let's find those parents of yours and drink a lot of cream soda.
Yeah.
Sage, we are friends. We were always friends. You know that, right? I mean, I know I don't feel like I'm here right now, but I want you to know that I hear you, we are friends.
I mean, growing up, most of my friends were kids of friends of my parents that were pretty much forced to hang out with me. So I don't really know what...
I don't know.
I'm not very good at the whole friend thing either.
Why do you say that?
Because I didn't really have any.
Well, then you're a natural.
Cool. Let's go dig.
Yeah.
I'm good.
It's almost like 10 minutes ago never happened. And as Xadas walks past you to a control panel on the wall where he has access to the Federation database, if this was a cutscene from the day Sally left Doc to right now, you wouldn't have known anything had happened. The focus in his eyes as he starts playing across the fingers, starting a trail, looking for that start of a trail, for Bajoran Maquis, using keywords, descriptors. You see him just kind of doing a surface area search as he's
I've
starting
done those.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But for just a brief second, you see Lynn Xadas again.
That's what I wanted.
Rue, where are you right now? We're going to cut to the next day.
Okay. Good.
I need a Targ.
You have a dog.
No.
Targ got here just in time.
Oh my gosh, thank you. I need my animals. Okay, I'm better now.
It's the next morning. Sally Ride is a day closer. Her sensors have started to work again, and unless there's any cloaked ships waiting for you out there, it all looks like smooth sailing until y'all reach the Shackleton Expanse, which I think we're about 2.5 days away from now.
And are we traveling at warp?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
We're not in that goddamn asteroid field anymore.
Nope, you guys jumped out.
hate that
If
asteroid field.
Duras does intend to try to mount the Sally Ride on their wall, they're not coming after you right now, or if they are, they're not going to catch you.
I have no
So-
intent of the Sally Ride being mounted.
Yeah.
What are we, warp 7?
No, you. Last I was told,
Full
maximum
speed?
warp.
Maximum warp?
9.6 is maximum sustainable warp.
And Sally can hold that for some time.
Okay.
For, yeah.
You guys,
That's
got-
no-
like I said, until Sovereign, there's Sovereign class is going to be rolling off the line now, but right now you have the most advanced warp drive in the fleet.
Yep.
So, Rue, as you sit up in bed, I'll let you tell me how Rue has been sleeping since everything that's happened. Have they managed to get a good night's rest? Have they slept for the first time soundly in a while, or is there so much on their mind? What do you see Rue doing as they sit up?
Well, the sitting up takes a while. That's about a 20-minute process. But no, of all of the things that go wrong with Rue, they always sleep. It might take a lot of hours of training to tire themselves out enough. But
lots of holodeck.
That's great.
Giant pencils.
So, Rue, sitting up after a goodly amount of time, you already, just in anticipation of what you're about to encounter, you already feel him in the room with you. And he's standing, you're picturing him. You know that he's a memory that's manifesting through this sort of spiritual incarnation of him. And then he's manifesting through Rue. But he looks like he's in the room with you. He's standing a few feet away from your bed, facing the window, looking out at the stars that are flying by at warp. And he is still in his Section 31 black suit. And he greets you with, "We need to bury me."
I get up, I start getting dressed for morning training. What exactly do you mean by that?
My presence. It's gonna drive you mad if I stay like this. We need to find a way to bury me.
I don't think that's how this is going to work. I didn't expect a Section 31 operative to be optimistic.
I don't want you to ever find out what I know. And the longer I'm at the surface, you're gonna start knowing things that are gonna make things dangerous for you and the symbiont.
I don't think that is going to be an option sooner or later. I think we can figure out how to do this properly, or this can happen improperly and everything can go wrong again, and I don't want to do that. So, I don't even understand why your Sloan didn't cross me off 20 years ago.
He is something of a weird man. If I had to guess, and I'm pretty good at anticipating Sloan. Oh, you're not gonna like this.
That won't be a first with you.
I was very good at my job. Very good.
Did you? But clearly you went by Rue back then.
Yeah.
Or the lieutenant wouldn't recognize you. I still do, so he could have found me easily enough in the past 20 years. If he wanted information from you, he could have tried to get it from me. If he wanted to kill me, he could have tried to go after me. He did neither.
I asked Lassie to bury me because I knew that was going to be the only way to get Sloan to back off. That was my only shot. If Sloan backed off, if Sloan thought I was dead and the symbiont wasn't going to remember me, then he would let the Rue symbiont go.
That doesn't sound like a ruthless Black Ops operative.
I told you, he is a strange man. He is oddly sentimental for someone who does what he does, but he honestly believes to the core of his being that he is the necessary evil for the Federation. And he believes 100% in the Federation and what it stands for. He believes in the exploration of the final frontier. He believes in the Prime Directive. He believes in all of it. And he believes the only reason it exists is because men like him are able to do the nasty things that he does. He honestly believes that to the core. And there's
Love a zealot. I'm going to get out and leave my room and start heading down to training. You can come along.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's like, I mean, let's be honest, this is like a Tyler Durden thing. So the moment you leave the room, he's walking next to you in the hallway, and he just says, "The longer I'm at the surface, Janelle, the worse this could get for you. We need to find a Trill who knows the ritual, and you need to put me away."
We don't understand how you came back up in the first place. It was probably the... You know how this happened the first time? They could just do it again.
I don't know how this happened. I didn't remember until Lassie started telling her story. I don't know how it is that I'm here.
You told me it was the nanites.
I did tell you that. How did I forget that? It was the nanites.
They could just do it again. The fact that they can do anything at all is terrifying all on its own terms, so let's take a moment and have a bit of a panic about that. All right, good.
You see fear as he does exactly as you're suggesting. You make it to the turbo lift. One of the ensigns nods to you as you step inside. He's just standing next to this ensign who's oblivious to the spiritual incarnation of your former life. He just says, Rue, if the nanites are able to access my memory, they're going to learn things about the Federation. A Section 31 Black Ops operative being assimilated would be... That's why we have the thing in the back of our heads.
They're not connected. We don't have a transceiver. I'm thinking it. No, Ensign.
Yeah, the ensign just...
No, thinking, not saying.
Oh, okay.
That's the that.
Okay. Yeah, the ensign oblivious to the conversation that's happening right now. And he says... You've got a job to do. Think about what I said. I don't know how to turn myself off right now. I'm just here. You should consider that. And I'm acting on the impulse of broken memories. So I can't predict when I'm going to show up again. And I may not remember the last conversations we had.
I'll remember that. Stay on my team. Work with me. I will fix this.
Make no mistake. And he gets really serious and he looks at you. It's not a threatening or a challenging, but he looks at you very seriously. He's like, I will do everything I can from where I am to protect Rue.
Then we are on the same team.
Yeah, we're on the same team.
But make no mistake. The crew comes first.
Agreed. Janelle, promise me you will protect Sally. And promise me, more than anything, that you're going to look after Lassie. She means everything to me.
She's my crew.
You're staring at a door that opens, and you see the bridge of the Sally ride. Ensign steps off, and Commander moves onto the bridge. And you see Martinez just now sliding into center chair with a cup of coffee. As the shift starts...
Whoa. It is like 6 a.m. If I just woke up.
Shift hasn't started yet.
Nope. I was going to training.
You said...
I was getting ready for training.
You getting ready for training?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you're not going to the bridge?
Not at 6 in the morning, I'm not.
There's morning training in the holodeck.
Yep.
You've got your
by
commander's routine down?
morning.
I don't. I'm not following you.
5:30 to 5:20, get my
XO.
body moving.
Okay.
10 minutes later, go to training. 6 to 8, training. Back, sonic showers, read briefings.
Morning
debrief
briefings.
gamma shift at 8:30. Go to ready room at 8:50. Set up for the staff briefing.
At 9.
Do you wanna run this, and I'll just come back in a few minutes.
I'm sorry.
You can GM this for a while.
I have access to her itinerary.
No, you're good.
We got 6 momentum. Sweet. Thanks so much.
Okay. So
Sorry, boy.
then, in order to keep all of this in line with the narrative, all of that has happened, and this conversation took place afterwards. And so, as you're reporting to the bridge,
I got really lost about what was happening.
it's okay.
Cool.
So just because I need to connect you with Commander now.
To keep
So
it consistent, Martinez will, for the first time ever, arrive
training?
at the bridge. No.
Oh,
earlier
early?
than my XO for the first time ever.
Oh, I'm
and
into
then
that.
I'm waiting for the
Yeah.
XO to arrive. I'm waiting for Commander Rue to be like, great, I'll see you in there in a little bit for morning briefing.
Yeah, I
Okay.
got thrown. I'm late. That's
Okay.
what's happening.
No, not even. No, you were on time.
You're
you
on
would
time.
Not be late.
Oh, wow.
I was early.
All right.
Oh,
I love that.
Nice.
Okay?
I
I'm
really
going
love
through
that.
shit too, you guys. I had a tough time sleeping.
Yeah.
All right.
Captain got in early. It can happen.
Then, Rue, you are greeted with the unusual sight of your captain already sitting on the bridge.
Captain Martinez is early. Doctor.
Go to sick bay.
Yeah, so you are greeted with the unusual sight of your captain already sitting center chair. Talon is just now entering the bridge as well. And as you step on, always the first on, you get your crutches down on the ground on the bridge just as Talon steps in. People are starting to filter in, but you are surprised to see Martinez sitting center chair.
Captain.
And a puppy target.
And yeah.
Morning, Commander. Couldn't sleep. So that's why I came in a little early.
Are you doing all right?
I'll be fine. I'm fine. Yeah. Looking forward to the morning briefing. There's lots of stuff that I want to cover. So, thanks.
So let's cut to the morning briefing.
Great.
You guys all assemble. Jiv shuffling in, looking groggy as hell. Everyone takes their seats at the table, pencils and paper in front of you. Everyone slides into their seats. There's an unusual sort of... The best way I can describe this, that I can think, is that funny moment at the... if you'll forgive me, but there's a great moment at the end of Return of the King where the hobbits are sitting down for the first time at the Green Dragon since the whole thing happened, and they don't know what the hell to say to each other now that things have calmed the hell down, and they just kind of... It's kind of that atmosphere where everyone shuffles into the room and takes a seat, and it's just this... There's usually... The morning briefing starts off immediately with just like, and here's what we have today. But there is a few beats where there's silence at the table as everyone's... It's an acknowledgement. It's almost like you're all suddenly aware of how road weary you are from the travel through the Klingon Empire to the Shackleton Expanse. I mean, you knew this was going to be a long journey. You didn't expect to get the rug pulled out from underneath you like this. And you didn't expect to go through the things you've gone through. And now with the end in sight, it's almost like this quiet is every single one of you acknowledging everyone else.
I want to briefly look at Jiv and just give him like a little weak smile and a nod. Just
Jiv, he's...
almost like a thank you for
He looks at
telling
you.
me what to do, but at the same time,
Yeah.
he's not even looking at me. I'm like,
No, he's looking at you.
Oh, okay.
He rubs his forehead and he's looking at you. He looks like he's trying to wake himself up. He's got his coffee in front of him and he's... his Raktajino, I should say. And he's rubbing his forehead and he looks across and he sees your gesture and he goes... Like he gets it. And he says...
I'll go ahead and I'll start us off this morning,
Okay.
everyone. First of all, before we go over today's morning briefing, I would like to be the first to say that it's obvious that we've been through a lot lately, and we are almost in the clear. And I wanted to take a moment to acknowledge everybody's exemplary performance the past few days, especially. Thank you all for doing an impeccable job. Thank you for doing what needed to be done with as little sleep as we've had, with as much stress as we've had, with us being interfered with by a bored cosmic god. You all have been doing great. And I just wanted to say, as Raphael, thank you. It means a lot. I think I can also speak for all of us when I say that it's pretty clear that we have a lot of work to be done still. We have a lot to take care of. And I want to make sure that we're all aware of the fact that we need each other. So if there's anything that I can do to help you be better at your job, talk to me. if there's anything that any of us can do to help anybody else be better at their job, to help with anything that you are going through right now, if anybody needs anything. I feel because of everything that's been going on that your captain hasn't been as available as he would have liked to have been with his senior staff, and I apologize. But again, it seems as if we can almost take a bit of a sigh of relief. We're almost there. We're almost to the Shackleton Expanse. And then hopefully things will update. We'll get more information as to what's happening with the Klingons, and then hopefully we'll be able to do our job, which is to be explorers, which is to be scientists. And I'm really looking forward to that. But in the meantime, we have a lot of ground to cover over the next 2 days before we get to the Expanse. And like I said, if there's anything on your mind that I can help with, or that any of the rest of us can help with, just talk to me, because I want to continue to encourage everybody to be there for everyone else like we've been doing. Okay. Commander Rue, the floor is yours.
Well, we're approaching the first time that we will be out of Starbase since we took on a more robust iteration of our botanical life form. There will be people on and working around our ship, people who keep an eye on said life form, make sure she's squared away.
Before we move on to another topic, I wanted us to, all of us, discuss what Commander Rue is hinting at. I need ideas. I want... Chief Wren, I would love your input.
She's getting really big. She's learning at an incredible rate. She communicates, not well, but she's communicating. And I have some ideas.
Like what?
I think that she is destined for something much greater than living inside of a shuttle.
I agree.
And if we found an appropriate place far deep in the Shackleton Expanse, far away from the pending war, I think that she, of course, with everyone's approval, would make an excellent planet someday.
It would be amazing to see what would happen 100 years from now if the Federation were to find Jenny again, if we were to find a home for her, to see what kind of life could potentially evolve from what we've discovered.
Leave her?
I want to do everything by the book. I want to consider this...
I should have talked to you first. Sorry, Captain. I should have talked to you first, but...
This is why we're talking now, Doctor. I think I'm on the same page as Chief Wren. Chief, correct me if I'm wrong, but the feeling is that in the past few days, weeks, months, we have learned that there are people at Starfleet, at our home, who don't have the best interests at heart when it comes to something like Jenny. Would you not agree, Doctor?
She may never be safe with us.
I know.
Jiv raises his hand. I'm going to bring something up that I
Please.
did not want to bring up before.
Go ahead.
The thing is Mull is right. Ginny's starting to become, or at least exhibit, sentience and intelligence.
Yeah.
Like, we're starting to see some behaviors surface, which that's pretty amazing. But it's just that Ginny has completely taken over a bioneural gel pack to the point where it has essentially become a functioning brain-like organism. And this plant has grown around it.
Mm-hmm.
It means that, and I know you're not going to like this, but...
Spit it out, Lieutenant Commander.
I just want to consider how dangerous Ginny might be.
I do too.
It's a brand new life form that evolves at a rate that has never been seen before.
I wanted to ask Chief Wren, on top of everything you're observing, is there any possibility that Jenny could pose a threat to this ship or anybody on it?
That's hard to say.
Okay.
I've never dealt with plants that could communicate like she does, but in the same sense, you can tell when a plant is frustrated in a small pot and needs a bigger one.
I'm not asking you to look, Chief Wren, for anything that may pose a threat. I'm not asking you to go out of your way to do that, but like I was saying earlier, I want to do everything as much by the book as possible, which means that we have to consider this a first contact scenario.
Yeah.
So go through that entire procedure, work with anybody else that you need to work with, and I want you to continue observing and working with Jenny and finding out if there's a safe way that she can be transported, if there's a...
It's gonna take some time because
There's more.
she's still a child.
There's a lot more I need to tell you. I know we all have fallen in love with the celestial plant creature, and
Jenny.
and believe me, I'm pretty fond of this.
We all are, Jib, but
Kid.
we're all adults. Just, again, go ahead, please spit it out.
The problem with our sensors.
It's Jenny.
Yeah.
You didn't tell me that.
Well, I
was not
didn't
aware of
find
this
out
problem.
until what?
I was not informed of this problem.
So you're hearing about it because I only found out about it.
What
now.
did you find out, Lieutenant Commander?
Well, I don't know how she's doing it,
Okay.
but we were thinking that the sensors were muddy, that there was a problem with the quantum. You know what I'm talking about. We thought that the sensors were.
She's playing.
Actually, Rin, I don't think that's what it is anymore. I think, judging from what I've seen, I think she's looking.
What is she looking for?
I don't know.
An inhabitable planet?
All I know is that as of this morning, 5 sensor sweeps, which have gone unnoticed by every shift on the ship, including our science officer, have taken place and have been buried in a data record.
What are the results? What do
I
we
don't know.
Okay.
When did she get access to the systems?
I don't know. I don't
she
know.
didn't.
All right, everybody.
Captain?
But it coincides with a lot of data that we got when
Okay.
Sage and I were in the Jeffries tube, when Ren and I were in the Jeffries tube. We did a lot of digging. Captain, it's entirely possible that Jenny has been able to access our system somehow.
Okay.
I don't know how she does that from a shuttlecraft, but
Any number of ways. I need everybody to calm down. And this is now moved to priority 1 on the ship. Okay? Chief, I want you to work with Jiv and Lieutenant Commander Talon to try to determine how Jenny was able to access our sensors. And on top of that,
What is
push.
she looking for?
Exactly.
Sorry,
Ensign.
Captain.
No, it's fine, Ensign. What is she looking for? But not only that, but I want to push any potential means of communication to try to find a way to communicate with Jenny, including Talon, perhaps telepathically, if you can use any Vulcan techniques.
I wanted to tell you this in private, but I do have experience. You may know from my special project. I did have a special assignment where I was able to make first contact with a plant life form.
Okay, great.
I must state, however, that I highly disapprove of the manner in which this crew has begun to personalize this life form.
Talon, let me stop you right there, Lieutenant Commander.
I would like to, with all due respect, Captain, may I continue before you?
Sure.
I'd like to hear the rest.
Yeah.
I believe that it is not in our best interest as a crew and as a ship to continue to personalize this life form and its actions. We are giving it much empathy, which is a kind thing to do, but it is potentially going to be our ruin. And I suggest that we begin to detach ourselves as soon as possible,
I have to agree with Talon.
both physically and emotionally.
I think
Empathy and caution can coexist, Lieutenant Commander.
I believe we are past that state at this point. It is too risky to continue to have this life form on our ship and to have these personal connections to it.
Lieutenant Commander, I'd love an opportunity for this ship to prove you wrong. But I completely understand and agree with your concerns. And That is why I want you to work with Chief Wren. And I want you and Chief Wren, Lieutenant Commander Jiv, to let me and anybody else know the second you deem this to be too dangerous, then we will figure out what comes next. But until then, at this point...
What are you contemplating?
We may have to, if, Doctor, this life form, Jenny, is too dangerous. There's been instances in Starfleet history where this has occurred, not just with a plant life or an alien life, but Starfleet personnel themselves will become too powerful somehow. They will gain godlike powers from an accident or from alien life forms that they encounter, and there are procedures in place that if something happens that could danger potentially the rest of the ship, we obviously don't want that to occur. But like I was saying earlier, I would love for an opportunity to, in the most respectful way possible, Lieutenant Commander Talon, to prove that this ship can do its job, all of the personnel on the ship can do their jobs while still maintaining compassion and hopefully keeping this plant life form's best interests in mind. We would like to, as Starfleet personnel, try and keep everybody alive, if possible, including this new life form.
Theoretically,
yeah.
If we were able to find a suitable planet or wherever, I mean...
Ideally not in Klingon space.
Ideally not in Klingon space. Well, the other thing, too, is that she's basically a living proof of the Genesis device. I mean, it's going to be encoded in everything she is. We definitely don't want anybody to know about it.
Yeah.
But what I was going to say is that if we can find a suitable place to put her down, I mean, I don't know what the effects will be immediately, but I do know that if that central brain-like structure that was the bioneural gel pack,
yeah.
I mean, we essentially gave Jenny a brain. I don't know how she would have evolved
without
otherwise.
that. Yeah. Well,
But
that's
now,
out of our hands now because that's happened.
Yes.
And again, like I said, this
Agreed.
is priority one. And for me, to ensure that that everybody can come out of this agreeably, the number one concern for me is communication. If there's a way that we can communicate with this life form, if there's any crew in Starfleet that can find a way to communicate with this life form, it would be us. That's what we do. That's what we're good at.
She does communicate, Captain. And I don't mean to speak out of turn, Lieutenant Commander, but I don't think empathy is ever the wrong thing, especially when something is trying to learn.
I agree with that statement, and I must also make it clear the way that I regard this creature is with fascination, with my inquisitive nature is piqued because of this creature. And I do not wish to end its life, but I do think that we have hundreds of lives aboard this ship that we need to protect.
Of course.
And
but
we need to...
as of yet, we have no information that what she has been doing with the sensors is malicious in any way. She's curious.
Let's get that
She's
information.
new.
But we must contain that curiosity because it is curious and new for all of us.
We have to observe it, yeah.
It is already impacting our ability to scan. We are still not in safe space. And it is impacting our ability to safely scan.
I want you three to be working together, and I would like hourly updates if possible on any new information. Okay, I think that we can solve this. We can fix this.
I have one last question, Captain. What do we do when we reach Narendra Station? I mean, once we get there, what is that going to mean for us?
We've hit it before, correct, Commander?
Well,
Can we hide her again?
When we hit her before, Captain, she was a lot smaller.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, if we wanted to go the same route with the greenhouse effect that we did last time, we could just bring in more plants and just let them know that that section of the cargo bay is a new greenhouse experiment project.
That's actually got some merit to it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we can.
She
we can
blends
play
in.
stupid. Yeah.
And if they make any scans, they'll read life, but hopefully they won't.
Let's make sure they don't make any scans.
Well, you know what I mean.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. I'm just saying, you're right, Sage. That's definitely something we probably don't want them doing, though.
And we'll go ahead.
Commander?
We're a science vessel.
Yeah.
We have an ongoing experiment that needs to be sealed and cannot be scanned lest it disrupt the experiment. We have
we'll
records
quarantine
to
the shuttle.
validate this.
We'll quarantine the shuttle.
Quarantine the shuttle.
The whole thing is under quarantine for scientific purposes that will be validated by our records.
And
Now-
this would also be beneficial to sealing the plant life form off from our systems.
Potentially. Hopefully.
Ideally,
If
that
we are
would be
able
the
to do
case.
that at this point.
She
We
is
still have to ascertain the mechanism by which that happened.
Yeah.
She is a new life form.
Yeah.
I'm not convinced there's any reason anyone needs to know where it came from.
Agreed.
I agree.
I'm
Yeah.
right
Quite
there
so.
with you on that.
At least for now, and like I said, I would like to do everything by the book, including not abandoning Jenny when we do find a suitable planet, okay? I want to set up the procedure so that Starfleet understands where she'll be so that we can make updates and further Starfleet personnel in the future can come back and check on her, as it were. Okay, Doctor? We're not abandoning her on some planet and hiding her away forever. This is something that Starfleet will eventually know of in the right way once it's out of our hands. Shiv, is there something you want to share with the rest of the class?
You see he laughs, but then he notices Rue noticing the laugh and kind of giving him the glare, and then of course makes him, he's just like, I'm sorry, she'll be Jenny McPlanet face. Thought that was funny.
You added an E.
Yeah.
Talon just types that into her pad.
Okay, but that actually, while we're on the subject, that brings up one of two topics that I wanted to discuss with everybody. Okay, the notion of, now just temporarily, when we do arrive at Narendra Station, hiding, masking, quarantining our Genesis Jenny project, so that when we leave Narendra, we can then focus on finding her a suitable place to leave her where she'll be safe. How many personnel on this ship know about Jenny? Chief? Lieutenant Commander? Everyone?
I'm gonna say everyone.
Okay, good.
Probably everyone.
Second question for you, because this ties into the second thing I wanted
Not
to bring
many
up.
have seen her though.
But Captain,
Yeah,
most crew do not know
the origins.
where
That's fine.
we
Okay,
found her.
No,
good.
They just know her name, I think.
Second thing.
The Ox crew kind of loves her, Captain.
That's all the better. Good. But second thing I wanted to bring up, we just found, and this stays in this room obviously, as everything does whenever we discuss anything in this ready room, this conference room, a former Section 13 Starfleet personnel. Section 31, I apologize. Section 31 Starfleet officer.
Cool.
What is that?
Did who?
Oh, right,
Did
I wasn't
anyone
there
else
for
know
that.
about? Yeah. Was I?
So
Yeah, I was like,
wait.
shit.
I think well, I did hack into Starfleet. No, I'm
Okay.
kidding.
Who? Yeah. Who of us knows?
It was everyone but Sage.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, again.
I was, hey.
Well, this is why
okay.
we're in
That
the
was-
briefing
Yeah.
Okay.
right now. This is
So
what
Sage.
Yeah.
Oh, and Jiv.
Oh, and Shiv.
Yeah. Oh, that's right.
So
Yeah.
Shiv is just like,
What's that?
Shiv has got this look on his
Yeah.
face like, is that a sandwich? Like, I don't know.
Lieutenant Commander Ensign,
31
this is what we've learned. Our new guest, potentially crew person,
Group person.
Lieutenant Lassie LeClaire,
Not her name.
no longer her name, came from something called Section 31.
That none of us know about.
This is
Shiv
one
and I
of
are
the
just
reasons,
like,
Ensign, this is one of the reasons, Lieutenant Commander, that I want to try and protect our Jenny as much as possible, because this is what we've learned. Section 31 is a branch of Starfleet intelligence that no one knows about, that even knowing of their existence, which means everyone in this room, which means my senior staff and myself included, we could potentially be endangering our Starfleet careers, maybe even our lives.
Wait.
This is Starfleet we're talking about, Shiv. I know.
So they're like, what, the Tal Shiar of the Federation?
I don't know. Possibly.
Close enough.
Yeah, Commander.
We are in some degree of danger. And that is my fault.
It's not your fault, Commander. It's just a set of circumstances that led to us finding this person, and now we may be trying to hide her.
And
There was an old Earth program called the Witness Protection Program. You could read about it in old gangster novels. This was something where a human would have dealings, criminal dealings or illicit activity, and then in an effort to live, they would cooperate with the police. They would cooperate with law enforcement.
We had something like that.
And in exchange, I'm sure you did. Most cultures did. They would take on a new name and a new identity and live in another part of the world. That might be what we're doing with Lassie LeClaire right now.
It's like being adopted, almost.
Yes, except nobody knows you're adopted, Ensign.
But they do know about me. And for the past 20 years, they had every assumption that I was not a factor. And unfortunately...
We're still like, what?
Nope,
we weren't there to
I'm trying to bring you on the party bus. Working on it.
Shiv and I were like,
Shiv and Sage are looking at it across the room going like, I don't know what they're talking about.
We missed a lot. I'm ready.
Damn. Okay.
Sorry.
No, it's okay.
But as a result, it means that anything that hints that any of us has knowledge of Section 31 or that I, through my previous host...
What?
Wait, what?
Oh my god.
Keep up.
Okay.
Had any involvement with it and might have some awareness of those previous activities puts us all in danger. All of us presumably reported on prior incidents, I think most specifically of the incident with Zazaret and my communications breach. That was caused by my first host.
Question?
Oh, my brain.
Commander, why... All right, I'm just going to assimilate and take in everything you've just said and just pretend like I've gone through the phase of accepting it and jump to why would a previous host reach out to a random criminal Orion?
It would be the profoundest relief of mine to know none of this is how Trill physiology typically works. There were extenuating circumstances that are the privilege of me and my physician.
All right, fair enough. Good for me.
So, but as a result, it means that any records that we have on that incident, if they were to be passed on to Starfleet, for instance, when we arrive at Narendra Station and
we'll get rid of them.
Turn over our logs, would put all of us in danger.
Are you okay with that, Captain?
We could wipe
Yes.
Okay,
of course.
Just making sure, since it's technically completely a court-martial
I know,
offense.
and not only that, Lieutenant Commander, but the reason I'm bringing these two incidents up is because my plan is to lead with the good foot, as it were, and report to Starfleet all of our scientific discoveries, all of our by-the-book, on-the-record, completely acceptable, frankly boring reports that we can have to give to Starfleet so that we can avoid all of the salacious stuff. Does that make sense to everybody here in this room? Mm-hmm. I would like everybody's cooperation with this endeavor. I would like people's ideas. I would like ideas as to what we're going to do about Lassie LeClaire. Now, this woman...
Not her name anymore.
Not her name anymore. By the way, do we have her new name?
Not yet.
Okay, great.
Not yet.
The woman formerly known as Lassie LeClaire, she may stay on this ship.
She will stay on this ship.
So for as long as she wants to, she may need to, like Jenny, find a suitable home. That might be a possibility as well. And while we're on the topic too, how's Lynn Xadas doing? Can we circle back around to that? Exo Commander, can you please put a pin in that for a second? Jiv?
I have something to contribute to that.
Yeah.
I've been talking to him, and I think he's at a place where when he's ready, I feel like he's at a place that he could step forward when he's comfortable with it now. You know what I mean?
This is one of the topics that, again, I have felt that I have been unavailable because of everything that's been going on, but I want to ensure
You're captain first. Yeah.
We're all there for Lynn if he needs us to be. So we can come back to that. But
yeah, he's. I have it on good authority that he's found a shoulder and that he started the healing process.
It's good.
He has some new project he's working on, Captain.
That's really good. What shoulder? Ship's counselor?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, ship's counselor.
Good. New project is good. Lynn was good at projects. Good.
Captain, going back to Ginny,
yes.
With Chief Rin's help, we could probably fabricate some kind of scientific files with our botany knowledge.
Okay, good.
Definitely.
And I could
part of it.
integrate it into the
Thank you,
Simpson
Ensign.
to make it seem like it was from about a month ago.
It is
Perfect.
almost as if Jenny is now in this, as you called it, witness protection program.
Exactly, Lieutenant Commander. Yes, and again, going back to the woman formerly known as Lassie LeClaire.
We could also make a file for her as well, Captain.
Good. Here's the issue. I'm not concerned with that now because we're all damn good scientists and we know how to, for lack of a better word, forge Starfleet data if we need to.
really good at
Okay,
lying.
we've done it enough times, right, Jiv? We've done it enough time. Okay. And again, when we report our findings and dealings and mission reports to Starfleet, we're going to be sure to lead with the other things that are nice and boring, and they're going to give us the go-ahead, and then we can go about our mission. But
Yep.
what I am concerned about are the people on this ship, the crew. Like you've said, everybody knows about Jenny at this point, but Ensign, nobody really knows about her origins. I want to keep it that way, and I need ideas as to how to present it that way to the rest of our crew.
I have something I could add to that. Mala and I could talk to him.
Yeah.
Mala's really connected with the with the enlisted, and
Good.
I'm. Let me just say this, Captain. Like, and I think you'll agree with me on this, Chief. But the thing is with most crews, you always have to worry about the scuttlebutt, as they say.
Yes.
This one, I don't know. I think everyone's going to be on board keeping Jenny a secret.
I want to ensure that that's the case, and I want to
Yeah.
help that.
Yeah.
When you're there, I want to be there. When you guys are presenting to
Okay.
the crew, what I was thinking is maybe we could do 2 shifts, and we could
Yeah.
gather everybody literally in one place and kind of make a broad presentation in person. I don't want to do a message over the comms.
Yeah, we'll
to
have a-
everybody. I don't.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll set that up for you.
Yeah. The trick is not making her a secret, Captain. The trick is to make sure everyone knows her origin and how we
Good.
found her.
And I want to, again,
Yes.
try to find a way to implore to this crew, because I'm not worried about the scuttlebutt, like you said, Schiff, but I am worried about letting the crew know too much so that just in case,
They have to report. Yeah. No, I get. The
I don't
duty
want
aspect
anybody
of
to
it.
lose their jobs.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
want anybody to get in any kind of trouble. I don't want anybody to inadvertently say something that they had no idea about. They don't know the clearance level. And again, that brings me back to the woman formerly known as Lassie LeClaire. Same exact thing, people, same boat. If she's going to be walking around the ship, where did we find her? Why is she here? How can we ensure to the people working on the USS Sally Ride that Starfleet is the reason we're keeping these secrets? Or do we do that, or do we completely avoid that altogether? How can we convince everybody on this ship to lie?
Sir, I'll take care of matters with the lieutenant. Nobody but senior staff ever met her, save a small crew that didn't even really see her for but a moment.
That's encouraging.
Actually, I believe she left with the doctor before that engineering crew ever went on.
That's encouraging. Here's what I'm worried about. If everybody found out about Jenny, because rumors, that's how that works on a ship, I'm worried about the reports, the data in our logs that said the USS Sally Ride got to this planetoid, there was an explosion, there were beamings happening, things were beamed aboard, things were beamed down. I mean, all that data exists, and I wouldn't want just a random crew person who might not even have ever met the woman formerly known as Lassie LeClaire to come across this and start questioning it. Why? Does that make sense?
I'll take care of it, sir.
I have an idea, Captain. Correct me if I'm wrong, but Lieutenant Lassie has mostly stayed in her quarters and hasn't really interacted with any of the crew. I only saw her for a brief moment when she walked past the bridge that one time. To where if most of the crew hasn't even met or seen her, when we do dock on the starbase,
She'll be easier to contain. Yeah. 'Cause
not
nobody-
only that, we could fabricate a file then
I don't
and
wanna
then
contain
introduce her to the
anybody,
crew
Chef.
then.
No, I mean the lie. It'll be easier to contain because
Thank you.
not so many people have had
And
contact.
and if she does choose to stay on the crew and stay on Sally Ride, then we can just have it in our file that that's when she became a crew member, when we boarded the star base.
I need some scientific expertise. I need some of our best people on this. And it might be the people in this room. Ensign, if you wanted to head up this project, Commander Rue, if you wanted to work with Ensign Sage, whatever we need to have done. Doctor, we might even need you to potentially forge some medical files. But if the plan is to hide,
At this point, I give a look at Dr. Throlo. And then at Rue.
Commander?
And that's it. No, I don't.
If-
It's just a
No,
look.
no. If
the
Rue
plan-
gets a look, Commander,
Yes.
your
Yes,
thoughts?
sir. Not at this moment.
Okay, I want your input here in a second, Talon. But if the plan is to, I guess, protect the woman formerly known as Lassie LeClaire until we get to Narendra station, and then somehow tell the rest of the ship that she has transferred onto this crew from there, how is it that a human Scottish woman who's out on the station isn't in any sort of Starfleet records? There's been no notice of transfer? These are all things I'm concerned about.
Are you planning to enter anything about our encounter with the signaling station into our reports?
I don't know yet.
Captain, what if we made it to where we encountered her in a Klingon encounter? We did have.
And she's
I think the
what,
easiest-
She could
a
have
prisoner
been.
of the Klingons?
She could have been a prisoner of
Yeah,
war.
we could have rescued her.
Or Kendra's too. That's the smallest group of people who were actually there. It's the smallest group of people who knew who was and wasn't there.
Could we potentially say that we rescued her when we rescued Xadas? Because again, reporting to Starfleet that
You
we
do that, the crew has to be in on it.
That's a long time, Captain, and that's a lot of files to fabricate.
Look, I can tell you
Shouldn't
this,
she get
Captain.
a say in this?
Yeah. And
I'll talk to
I
her.
want to talk. Yeah, exactly. I want us to
spitball.
talk to her.
I'll get back to
We're
her.
just having. This is a brainstorming session, people. Brainstorming is a thing humans, a dumb term that we invented, where
We
it's
have
just
a Vulcan phrase for that as
which
well.
is what, Talon?
I can't recall it right now.
Look,
I will
Something
tell you
really
after
clever.
the break.
I just want to say this to everybody here in this room, okay? It breaks me up inside that I'm asking everybody who has signed up to work for Starfleet, signed up to explore the stars on behalf of a beautiful, glorious mission that the United Federation of Planets has all agreed to, that we can spread a message of peace and cooperation to any planets that'll have us. It breaks my heart that I'm asking anybody in this room or anybody on the ship to lie. But I have to go back to the fact that we have discovered the existence of something that could put us all in danger. And that's what I'm trying to avoid.
Look, we've become a ship of secrets, Captain. We're towing a lot.
And I don't like it, but that's true. And
Captain, I mean, I can't speak for the rest of the senior staff, but I can say that we are all Starfleet officers and believe in Starfleet, but after these few encounters, I have to admit there's sides of Starfleet that I don't particularly want them to know about what we've discovered.
Throlo, as Sage is saying all of this, you suddenly feel the exhaustion of this conversation, of everything that's happening in this room right now. You feel it almost feels like you are long overdue for another 8 hours of rack. Because as Sage is saying this, you feel your body immediately just kind of...
I've worked double and triple shifts.
Yeah. And Mala, you feel it coming from Throlo. It's almost like the weight of everything that's happening. You feel the exhaustion, this sort of like this peppiness that Throlo has always managed to use to fuel their professionalism and stuff like that. You feel like the slump of so many ideas being challenged. You're not sure if that's the source, but for whatever reason, Throlo just immediately, you can feel it. And as
Hi.
this meeting goes on,
I just put my hand on Throlo's hand.
you
Me
too
too.
feel
Just kidding.
you feel a measure of strength as Mala reaches out.
It at first the touch is light, and then the touch is quite rigid, and then relaxes a bit, and just a quick look, and just...
I know this meeting has gone on and it's not over yet, and I know how exhausted I already am and how exhausted all of you might be feeling, except for Lieutenant Commander Talon. She doesn't feel, she thinks. She's a brilliant thinker, and I'm going to get her thoughts here in a second. But again, I want to reiterate to everybody here, I need us to have each other's backs. I need us to show leadership, because we are the leadership of this ship. And I want everybody on this crew to understand that we have their best interests in mind and at heart, and that we're going to take care of them. And we need to be able to discuss with one another, help each other out, including if we disagree. And that's what this room here is for. I am purposefully asking you all for your opinions. It's very important, including one of the most brilliant thinkers I know, Lieutenant Commander Talon. Please tell me what you're thinking right now.
We actually have to pause because we are 10 minutes past our break time.
Oh! Talon opens her mouth and...
Hold that thought.
Commercial break.
Yeah, and then back to meetings.
Here's what I want to do. Because we're going to go on a 10-minute break. We've gotten permission from Sax, and the crew has been very gracious to give us a little extra time tonight to wrap up our season 2.
Thanks, crew.
Thank you guys.
So,
we love you.
Here's what I want to do. Just for funsies, if you could, Ox crew out there, tweet at us during the break. Let us know you'd keep the secret, that kind of thing. Let us know y'all are out there.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Because I guarantee
Let us know who we have to terminate.
Because I guarantee you.
Just kidding.
I guarantee you, we're going to be having a scene coming up where the crew is going to be informed of the burden that they're going to have to bear in order to protect
debriefing.
Jenny.
Yeah.
And to protect Lassie. All of the secrets that the Sally Ride has accumulated, not just traveling through Klingon space, but beforehand. She is become a ship that has to protect the Federation from itself.
We are shitty Starfleet.
You are, unfortunately,
I know my
y'all
mission.
are,
I have lives to look after. That's right.
The problem is that y'all are actually, your conflict actually is that you're excellent Starfleet officers. And you're being forced into positions that run slamming into the rules of what Starfleet establishes. And it's going to require everybody on board the Sally Ride. So think of this as like
where we're going, we don't need no rules.
think about clapping your hands to make the fairy stay alive kind of moment. So yeah, tweet at us or message us. We will be back in 10 minutes with the second half of our finale tonight as we rocket towards the Shackleton Expanse and Narendra Station and what possible consequences for the entire second season would be awaiting us. We're also going to be having a giveaway, so stay active in chat. Because we've got another giveaway happening, the last of the year, and we will see you back here in 10 minutes. Welcome back to Shield of Tomorrow, everybody. We're going to go ahead and jump back into the game, but first...
Meetings!
Lenthir Rim Ladiel. That's the one. You sound like you're right out of Middle-earth, and you just won yourself a pack on Star Trek Online, so congratulations. Oh. Yay. Last one of the year.
Amazing.
Nicely done. Are you passing out pie?
Oh my god, it smells so good. What? I have no idea what you're talking about. We are very secret about everything on the ship, Eric. There's no pie.
Professional. I want one of both.
This pie has no idea what you're talking about.
Look, we got a lot of secrets, but pie isn't one of them. We're not going to hide that from Starfleet.
We can't hide
We
pie.
got 99 problems, but a pie ain't one.
99 secrets, but a pie ain't one.
99 secrets.
Ship of secrets. Hashtag ship of secrets.
So
My shipping is not secret.
we agreed we were going to go ahead and start the scene where we left off.
Yes.
So we are now focusing on Talon as you had something you wanted to say to the captain.
Lieutenant Commander, any thoughts?
Did you dismiss the rest of us?
No. Everybody's still in the room.
Nope.
Captain, my thoughts in this moment, in this senior staff meeting, are that if you require me to do research on how to communicate with the plant life form and how to safely remove it or relocate it,
Correct.
then I will do those things. If you wish for my personal beliefs, I request that we speak in private.
Okay. All right, we can do that. Before we dismiss this meeting, is there anything else that anybody else wanted to bring up? Anything else? Before we report to duty.
Just a quick thing.
Chief.
If you are thinking of possibly asking Xadas to rejoin, I would suggest a morning shift. He's not pretty good at night, so he might do well in the morning.
Okay.
Actually, Captain, if I could have his help fabricating some of those files, I think he would be very good at...
Yeah, it might be good for him.
It might be good for him to work on something, especially with Lieutenant Lassie.
Not her name?
To help... the lieutenant formerly known as Lassie.
I don't want to pull
to help someone else.
Ensign, I don't want to pull the trigger on that just yet. What I do want to move forward with immediately, like I said, priority 1 is to get more information about our Jenny, to try and communicate with her to the point to make this intelligent life form understand what it is that it is doing and to not endanger the crew, and to continue to update each other about that. In terms of the other thing, we've got a few days before we arrive to Narendra Station, right? In those few days, I would like... I'm going to be checking in with each of you, but I'd like to figure out exactly what our plan is. I'm going to have us talk to the woman formerly known as Lassie LeClaire. I'm going to have us figure out where we stand with Jenny. Does that make sense? And then we'll figure out what exactly we are pulling the trigger on in those instances. But I'll be discussing it. We may need to ask Xadas to help, but I'm just going to want to just check in with him in general as well. Okay? Is everybody clear on that?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right, you're all dismissed. We'll be out on the bridge in a moment.
All right, everybody begins to get up and shuffle out, giving each other a couple of looks. It's been a pretty intense meeting. You're all kind of going rogue a little bit here.
I'm cool.
Apparently, I've been rogue for more than 20 years.
I just know that I'm sorry at the doctor as I slip away.
Yeah. Okay, so as the room clears out, it is now just the captain and Talon.
As we shuffle
their
pie plates.
Sax is going to come in here and take everyone's pie away. And
I walk up to the replicator and I say, it's been a morning. Berry pie, hot.
Yes, that is awesome.
Thank you.
Not as good as Mom used to make it, but these replicators never are.
That's really great. Good incorporation.
You are now alone with the captain.
Okay. And he has replicated a pie. Okay.
Before you share your thoughts, Lieutenant Commander, I want to say, Talon, we've known each other for years now.
Yes, we have.
I can't think of anybody who I respect more and who I admire more, and who I am profoundly sorry that I am asking you to, in many ways, go against the very foundations of Starfleet. We are in an incredible position. We could be potentially putting a lot of our crew in danger, and this has been difficult for me personally, Talon. This has been difficult for me as your captain, as Raphael, to contend with this, to learn this, about this peacekeeping armada that I have looked up to my entire life. And yeah, I want your thoughts, and I want them. I want all of your logical thoughts, because I'm trying to figure this out myself, and I want your help. And I just want you to know that I'm trying to do the best that I can. And I'm also trying to look out for you too. So, go ahead. Tell me what you wanted to say.
Captain, as you may remember, when I left the Vulcan Science Academy, when I left Vulcan, I moved over to Starfleet, not because I preferred this way of operating, but because it was the second best science institution in the Federation.
Yeah.
And the Vulcan Science Academy was no longer a place for me. That said, I have come to adopt many of Starfleet's tenets. I am a much more tolerant and accepting Vulcan than I used to be. I appreciate diversity, of course, but I also appreciate diversity of thought, diversity of emotions. I appreciate our empathetic senior staff and our crew members. What causes me concern, great concern, one might even say fear, is when I see my senior staff members choosing their empathy over their logic. And I believe that with this plant life form that we have allowed to proliferate on a shuttle, unchecked, monitored at a minimal level, I worry that we have begun a process of life that we will not be able to contain. And therefore, we now are faced with the ultimate ethical decision of where to let this life continue. I believe we are all in agreement that we should not end this life.
Sure.
And to be quite honest, 8 or 10 years ago, I don't think I would have had that same viewpoint. But I'm a changed person now.
Yeah.
So I agree that we should let this life form live. And we should find a place for it. But Who is not to say that in 100 or 500 years that life form will take other lives, that it will take over a system, that it will become something that is a cancer.
A threat.
Yes, and
We've never dealt with anything like this before. We don't know what this could evolve into, what this could mean.
Captain, what I am trying to say is that there were choices made when we were on the Genesis planet. The choice to bring the life form back to the ship.
And remember, we thought that it died.
Yes, and then to bring it, to let it come back to life, to plant it virtually, and to grow it, and to have 2 of our senior staff members not only tend to it, but also become personally and emotionally attached.
Yes.
Captain, I'm already speaking freely, but I want to speak to you as...
Please, Talon, go ahead.
As a friend, and as someone who... We went through Starfleet Academy together. I do not agree with your choices to let our staff members become this close to this plant life. I think it has become out of control. It is a situation that is no longer in our control. We are past the point of controlling this.
Okay. I hear you. I don't necessarily disagree either. I know when I put Chief Wren and the doctor in charge of looking over this thing that they would take care of it, but it also wasn't necessarily up to me, Talon, to allow them to become as attached as they were. It's human nature, it's Betazoid nature, it's Andorian nature, we're finding out. Might be Vulcan nature, I don't know, but I hear you and I don't disagree with you, but you said it yourself. You don't want to move right to potentially ending this life, this potential. We don't know anything about it. And so, as of right now, this is what I'm doing. I'm putting you in charge of the Genesis project. I'm putting you in charge of Jenny. You're going to be the lead scientist on this, and Chief Wren is going to work with you and effectively report to you. I know that you have no emotions to appeal to, Talon, but the goal here is to convince you the right course of action, to convince you that we have found the right course of action. I want you 100% focused on this issue. I believe that we can solve it, find a solution, fix it, not put any of our crew people in physical danger, not put any of our crew people in danger of losing their Starfleet careers. I think you're the person to do it. So I'm putting you in charge of this project.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And thank you for telling me how you think. Thank you for telling me how you think.
I have 2 more things I want to say, Captain.
Please.
In regards to this same situation, I have taken your advisement and worked towards increasing my command skills, having taken the helm when you were on away missions. I feel that I have improved my communication skills, my social skills to some degree.
You've gotten a little bit funnier, yeah, I'll give you that.
Thank you. And that said, if I am to continue on this path with this ship, I want to know that you will use your logic more efficiently and more calculatedly. I understand that you, as a human and as the person you are more inclined to follow the impulsive, instinctive nature. And it has done you well.
You might be right.
Has.
Yeah. Okay.
But it is difficult for me to agree to certain missions and to agree to certain courses of action without taking more time to consider what the ramifications are.
I understand.
And I want to point out that you, as an instinctual captain, you have assigned a first officer who is more calculated and is able to think more tactically, and a second officer who is more logical. So I think you even recognize in your
strengths and weaknesses, yes.
You recognize who you need to prop you up. I just want to remind you of that.
I'll tell you what, let's both agree that I will focus on making more logical decisions and relying on your counsel more for those decisions. And you, in turn, in an effort to perhaps focus on some of your Vulcan superiority, but human inferiority, because it's something what I'm getting at is promise me that you will also make an effort to, when you can see a logical reason for it arising, follow your gut in certain situations. Let's both of us work on that. Do you think that'd be possible?
I will certainly try, Captain.
And I will certainly try as well. Third thing?
Yes.
Okay.
The third thing is that in regards to this Section 31 and the formerly known as Lieutenant LeClaire, I only want for our crew to be safe.
Same.
And I morally object to falsifying records.
I know.
But I also have seen that Starfleet is not as upfront as they should be with us.
Messed up.
Therefore, you have my support, whatever decisions you need to make in that regard.
As your captain, I know that your job is to say that, but I really appreciate that, as Raphael.
I'm not saying that as your lieutenant commander.
I appreciate that.
I'm saying that as your friend.
I can tell. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
This has been great. All right. Okay. I need you to go work with Chief Wren. I'm going to call in here and let her know that you are now the acting lead on the project, and that we need to find a solution to this.
Yes, sir.
And keep me updated. All right. Thank you. Dismissed.
So I'm going to award all of you 3 momentum.
All of us individually? No, I'm just kidding.
3 times 6.
For all of
That's a lot
us.
of momentum.
So
all that bonus momentum on bonus damage.
in the time period between organizing and coming up with a plan on how to get things done, like basically, as you all begin to put together your notes, your heads, to find out how it is you're going to be able to falsify our information and get Ginny to duck the man when you all get to Narendra Station, Jiv and Rin are able to assemble the crew. As promised. I want to say we spent the break reading everyone's tweets.
Yeah, we did.
And
eating our feelings in pie.
All of the messages. we read across the platforms the messages that we were being sent, and we heard every single one of you.
If you're watching on VOD, send messages too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is safe to say that the Ox crew is 100% behind the bridge crew of the USS Sally Ride.
Sally Ride, ship of secrets.
What you get, Martinez,
Sally Ride or die.
as Jiv and Ren basically explain things the way it is to the lower decks, and talking to the other members of the crew, the Ox crew, and even some of the civilians that are on board. Everyone right down to Tristan and his
Kevin.
lover.
Kevin.
Kevin.
How's his ankle doing?
Everyone.
Any broken ankles?
What's that?
Any broken ankles?
He's fine.
All right. Just checking.
Everyone down to the last person essentially steps up,
Okay.
and the sentiment seems to be the same as read by the tweets across everything we saw, is that we're family, we're not just a crew, and we got your back.
That's great.
Yeah.
There seems to be a highly, Talon, it's an anomaly for so many people to be this completely unified in keeping what is going to be a very big secret. But after, I'm going to skip ahead a day as you guys are making preparations. So you're a little less than a day away from the border of the Shackleton Expanse. You've already had some scrambled contact with the USS Dauntless, which is waiting for you on the border.
Fantastic.
Captain Jonathan UCAP is waiting for you guys on the other side for an escort to Narendra Station. It's been nice hearing another voice at the end of the line again. It's been a while.
Captain Jonathan, who?
UCAB.
UCAB, UCAB.
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 Me?
Eric, isn't it?
Your childhood friend? You said this
Yes.
before. UCAB?
UCAB.
Everybody? Okay.
Yep.
Cool.
Sorry. Thank you.
Filipino last name.
That's
You,
awesome.
Cap.
Jonathan.
Hey, you, Cab. Get over here.
I can hear Jonathan in my head going, yeah.
That's like the people how's the weather up there of name thing, right?
Sorry.
Talon's like, someone had to say it.
Human though, he might not get that a lot.
Yeah.
One by one, you all get confirmation from the crew.
Okay.
Sally Ride is unified, and
Lassie was a little bit not Lassie was a little bit more of a hard sell, but
Lassie has been incredibly, and perhaps maybe a little disconcertingly, skilled at giving you all pointers and advantages on how to falsify and delete information.
Yeah.
Oh, good point.
Not surprising.
And interestingly enough, and probably even more eerily, Rue seems to also have an expertise at this that seems to bubble up from time to time during the process.
Not surprising.
Yeah, no expertise from Rue could really surprise us.
Yeah.
And in fact, I would say that between Rue and Lassie,
Really been.
the two of them, they seem to know their way around the Starfleet database in ways that probably most people in Starfleet intelligence don't know.
I'm just keeping notes, like mesmerized. Like,
Yeah, Xadas is probably, he's leaned forward and going, how are they doing that?
Oh God, are we reading Xadas into that, or Xadas into that?
What's that?
Are we reading Xadas into this?
He's not privy to like the Zaz. Okay, so
Because I don't want anyone else to be on the Section 31 kill list.
Xadas is not aware, and Xadas doesn't know who Lassie is, but he has noticed that. I mean, as somebody who knows their ways around the software, he has noticed the relative ease in which you guys are like, look, a perfectly falsified piece of information, so that you don't wind up on the Ranger facing down some jackass who's overacting, going, "It's a fake."
And I just turned to Xadas and was like, I thought we were good.
Right.
We suck.
You're like
No offense to that
JV
actor, by the way.
JV falsifiers.
I know. I'm like,
They're
It's pretty iconic.
where are they watching all of this?
DS9. You
No,
guys,
no, not that. I mean, where are you two
Oh, well, 'cause
snickering
we
and
were like-
watching all of this?
we were helping do file work. We were the secretaries of the
Here's-
Rue and Lassie
he-
office.
Yeah.
Here's what does come up though during this process. I need so you guys going down to the hangar bay to start making preparations to quarantine the shuttle.
Greenhouse effect.
I'm going to say you guys are down there. Your rendezvous with the USS Dauntless is in about 8 hours. And so right now the crew is like making final preparations. It's a strange thing to feel a sense of anxiety when it comes to arriving home. But there is a slow build amongst the crew. But everyone seems to be taking strength from each other. Every ensign on this ship, every lieutenant commander, everybody, all the way down, seems to be looking at each other, knowing they've got each other's back. You're not going to say anything? I'm not going to say anything. One by one, it's one of those moments, Captain, walking through the hallways of the ship, you'll see an ensign or one of the aux crew walk past you and go, Captain, with confidence, like, I'm your man, I'm your woman, I'm your MB.
We have 0 Barclays on the ship.
What's that?
Yeah.
Oh, we vetted
Someone
this
is
roster.
nervous.
Oh,
See,
yeah.
this is the thing. Galaxy class, real big. Lots of room for Barclays. Intrepid class,
Not
Yeah.
so many
Small
people on
compliment.
this ship.
Also, on top of that,
Specifically about Jenny, not us.
when we
Yeah.
were doing our like massive debriefings, I would want to implore, standing off to the side as Jiv and Chief Ren are addressing everybody, or even whenever the meetings happen where we're addressing everybody about the woman formerly known as Lassie LeClaire, I would
Which,
want.
by the way, just real quick,
Yeah.
just a side note on that, hardly anyone knows about her.
Okay.
Yeah.
And,
That's an
and,
easier-
and so
That's
it
an
is-
easy fix.
So
we're-
she
so that's
is
senior
super
staff.
easy.
Okay.
She is super easy to acclimate into. And what you find in the process as well is when it starts getting around, like a few people notice, who's this, kind of starts getting around a little bit, the questions immediately stop and people don't inquire.
I would
They-
want to implore
it's-
to everybody,
yeah.
the crew, to try to inspire them in the same way that to rally everybody.
Okay.
What we've been through in the past few weeks, months, the fact that lots of like select groups of Starfleet, very eventful things happen to them, but oh my God, the USS Sally Ride, very eventful, right? So like again, we're all freaked out about Jenny, but like we get to go to Starfleet and go, we encountered Q. That's what we're leading with. Like, that's nuts. We're in an asteroid field, and Klingons attacked, and we zip through all of that shit.
Yeah,
like, all of the stuff.
They call it throwing it out with the trash.
That's what we're doing.
You lead with other stories, and then
Here's
kind of
a
like,
big one.
and
Yeah,
we
let's do
encountered
that
a plant
one.
life form, which we're now cultivating
That's
to see what we can do.
miraculous.
Let's
And
talk
then
to
we
you about
just
this
keep going.
Captain Coma. Daughter of the...
Yeah.
Let's.
Yeah.
So I'll just, what's up?
Q already brought someone to our ship without any explanation.
That would bring more attention.
Are they likely to have follow-up
that's true.
questions?
I feel like Rue is doing the... What, you didn't notice her? Like,
you're
basically putting them on... Yeah, I am.
Needless to say,
And then when
here
they
the whole
search
time.
for her in the database,
Like,
they realize she's
what, were
been
you
there the
not
whole
paying
time.
attention to the crew compliment?
Right.
It's messed up.
Yep.
needless to say
That's what I
that between the two highly frighteningly trained intelligence operatives, one who's lurking within the memories of a Trill symbiont, and the skill sets that are on the ship, it is very easy to forge and put together and assemble a story. The only thing that's going to be tricky is hiding Jenny in plain sight, which is actually her best shot.
Yeah.
And you all...
Greenhouse.
Yeah.
Quarantine greenhouse.
Basically, what you guys end up doing is putting the shuttle on repulsors and sitting it to the side of the hangar bay, so it's near the cargo's area. So it looks like it's just pushed aside.
Yeah, it's in cargo bay.
Yeah, but I mean, but the thing was, is the shuttle was in a shuttle landing pad area with the other, because you guys were out of room, if you remember correctly.
We'd moved it up to the Targo bay.
You guys had moved it up to the Targo Bay, and one of the other Orion shuttles, which you had dismantled and actually stored, but Ginny could not be dismantled and stored.
Yeah.
So she was actually on a pad in the cargo bay, off to the side, but still occupying a pad space. Now, that shuttle has been moved off into the corner and set aside like it's storage.
Almost
so it's
like
less, so there's
scrap
less, yeah, it's like, oh look, a lovely plant.
Extra
Moving on.
parts if we need them.
But here is what is going to happen as this is all taking place. As the shuttle is moved and everybody's doing their job, things are things are moving at a good pace. It's a well-oiled machine right now. The crew of the Sally Ride is on top of this. She's been well trained. I need Dr. Throllo to make a reason medicine check.
May I?
Yes.
Yeah.
The difficulty is going to be 3.
Oh, yeah.
Two momentum.
Take that momentum.
Is the ship assisting with this?
Nope.
Nope.
Ship is not.
Three successes.
Okay.
Bam.
She's got
Throllo, everyone is actually kind of giving you some space now as you guys have finished moving the shuttle. Ren, you've stepped aside and you're talking to a few of the ensigns, directing them and exactly telling them, where the shield should go up for the makeshift quarantine, for appearances and whatnot. And as you're having this conversation, Throllo, once again, that wave of exhaustion begins to wash over you. And this time, it almost feels like you are getting tunnel vision. There's a split second where you feel like your consciousness is slipping away, like you're about to black out.
Has this happened to me before?
Not like this. Before you could chalk it up to exhaustion, you are feeling that again. But with the 3 medicine check, essentially what happens is you kind of lean back and you're feeling this, and then something brushes past your nose. Like you miss it for a second, and you glance down and you see, in just the quiet moment, you see a dead leaf laying on the floor of the shuttle. It's browned and it's shriveled. It's kind of crumpled in on itself. And it's just moved past the tip of your nose. With a 3 medicine check, you're glancing up and you're not seeing any signs of distress. But that's not, with the 3 medicine check, and just knowing what you know, your deductive reasoning, you're not seeing it, but you're realizing
That wasn't my exhaustion.
it wasn't your exhaustion you're feeling.
Oh no.
It would appear, just doing it, just running through the symptoms in your head, seeing this leaf, feeling what you're feeling, and looking around, it would appear that the instinct of Mala Ren was 100% on. She's gotten too big. She's gotten way too big for the shuttle. She's outgrowing the pod, and her life could be in danger. The shuttle, too, might be reaching a critical mass as she has begun to branch out and basically vine through the silica, the steel, all of it. She's completely encircling it. And this realization is starting to make you realize that you're never going to be able to extract Jenny from the shuttle again. She's never leaving the shuttle. You're going to have to get this shuttle somewhere else and leave it.
Captain? Cheers to Captain.
Yeah, Captain here.
I'm staring at the doctor, by the way, not moving.
Okay. Yeah, you're feeling that too. As an empath, you immediately feel that same wave of exhaustion. And you see, Shishiro's, it's something you've seen a few times before, but it is disconcerting to see an Andorian turn a lighter shade of blue.
Yeah.
Like they're getting, like the blood is leaving their face. But it's a look on Shishiro's face of pure motherly worry. And it's mixed with that exhaustion you're seeing and feeling.
Go ahead, Doctor.
Captain? Can you have Talon start looking? We're losing her.
You're going to have to be more specific. We're losing Jenny?
We are. She's outgrowing the shuttle faster than we can provide for her.
Where are you now, Doctor?
Standing right by her.
By Jenny? Okay.
Not helping.
Okay. All right, we will update you as soon as we have some more information. Can you report to Chief Wren? Let her know what's going on?
I'm here, Captain. I know what's happening. Sorry.
Great.
Yeah. In truth, there's not much you can do except for maintain your course.
Not necessarily.
Yes. Go ahead, Doctor.
Lieutenant Commander.
Yes.
Sorry. Jenny needs a new home. Can you find something?
I will. Yes, I will.
Please hurry.
Would you like to scan?
Oh yeah, I have a whole list of things I want to scan for. Like I literally have.
So at this distance, you can reach. Sally Wright sensors will be able to reach into the Shackleton Expanse.
I have. Do you want to hear my list of questions?
Yes.
Because I have a whole thing.
I do.
So
While
we
she's
do.
scanning.
you're gonna need to make a roll.
Yeah.
First.
Scan.
Oh,
Yeah.
to be able to do my scientific method, or what? What am I rolling
Yes,
for?
because you're gonna need to know what to ask questions about. Like basically, the role is going to establish. So you're gonna ask me a question. Can I do this?
No, actually, no. Sorry. Oh, I guess I have questions. Well,
I'm sorry.
can I just tell you what my questions are? Because I don't think it's that kind of question.
Sure. I'm not
I already
sure
have
understand.
questions based on what I already know.
Questions, but are you trying to use Talon's abilities to discover answers?
Yes.
Or are you asking me questions as a player?
No, yeah, it would be like to find the answers to these so that I
So
can
it'll be a
then
roll.
figure out.
So to be a roll, and then you can spend momentum to get. Do you know what I'm saying?
Okay, all right, cool.
So real quick,
Yeah, just while she's doing that, I would have immediately went into the shuttle and started removing anything to give her more space and start searching for dead parts, if there is any, and try to clip them.
okay. Make real quick before we do Talon. I'm gonna say make a control. Two things. I'm gonna say make a control engineering check. Do you have any focuses? What are
I do
your-
have botany.
I will allow your botany to apply to this control
yeah.
engineering
Yeah.
That
check.
makes sense.
And vegetable leaf is the first part of her that's ever been separate. I couldn't
You've
scan
never
anything
seen, yeah.
until
You
now.
can totally
so-
get that, yeah.
Yeah.
The only other time you've seen plant matter that's separate from Jenny was when its previous incarnation disintegrated in your hands.
So that physically broke off of Jenny in the shuttle?
Somewhere above.
And we don't
yeah.
know that it couldn't be whatever's integrating with the sensors right now.
It could have popped
Remember, we don't have a mechanism of interaction.
It also
for
just
it.
popped off one of the vines that is breaking the seals of the shuttle.
Difficulty is 1.
Okay.
So you'll be able to generate some momentum here, which will be good because Talon's about to make a roll. That's very important.
But what I'm asking is,
Do you want to use a momentum?
I would like that.
Dr. Thorla, where were you just now?
She was in the shuttle.
Oh, you
literally
were?
leaning into the shuttle and.
I see. I thought she. Okay,
Yeah,
just to clarify, she wasn't like in med bay.
That's what I thought.
And
I was
got
like,
like a
no,
psychic
this is a
projection.
No,
hallucination.
this scene
I
was
thought the
taking
same
place in the
thing.
cargo bay.
Got it.
Leaves are everywhere.
Yeah.
Physical leaf.
Yeah, the scene was taking place in the cargo bay.
Got
Ooh,
it.
I see something.
Thorlo was
Yeah. I rolled a 4.
4 successes. Okay.
Woo!
Yeah, girl.
You pop open one of the panels. The Orion shuttles, they don't. The Orion shuttles are pretty easy to actually maneuver inside the hardware. So as you're popping open the panel,
4 successes.
3.
Ren, as you pop open that panel and look inside, you actually see Jenny has indeed her roots. They have actually managed to penetrate the bulkhead of the shuttle over time, and it looks like the vinage of the plant itself has intertwined with the computer systems. Some of them look quite fine, but you do spot a few of them who have browned.
Yeah.
Other thing you notice too, looking inside, it's been a while since the shuttle's been activated, like its onboard systems. Just as you're running a scan through it, the power cells in the system have been completely drained. Now, there's not enough data to suggest that was Jenny drinking down power, but this shuttle this shuttle will never activate again. It will never fly. It would have to be dismantled.
Challenge accepted.
You would basically have to cut pieces of Jenny out of the bulkhead, out of the computer system itself. You would have to dice her to pieces just to get this shuttle in a position where it could fly on its own again. And you'd have to reinstall a new core to give it the power that it needs.
Cool. We don't need to do any of that.
We don't need to do that. We can transport her.
Transport and tractor beam, yeah.
Yeah.
Telluride can land on the planet too.
Yeah.
There's a lot of options, but
Yeah.
the shuttle
We
won't
good,
get there
we good.
itself. Whatever y'all are gonna do.
I know it's tight in here. It's okay. You're going to be in somewhere much, much bigger soon, I promise.
Ren, it is starting to bring home to you as you're looking inside this. It is starting to really bring home to you
Really
that
claustrophobic in
she
here.
must. This must have been. You can't help but feel like she's probably felt like she was inside of a closet for a while now.
Yeah.
But
You got so big so fast.
and the other side of the shuttle door goes opens.
Oh. Hello to you too.
Reminder: the shuttle has no power.
Oh boy.
Can you hear us?
There is no response. But again,
Lower the
Frollo,
door if you're in pain right now. Pain. Ow.
Nothing seems to happen. It's hard to say, but Throlo, that exhaustion, you're still feeling it.
I just sit down and touch her.
Okay. Yeah.
Question.
Yeah.
Do you remember in the movie Arrival, Amy Adams'
Yeah.
job? Is there anybody on the ship that does that?
There's like a linguist.
Like a linguist?
I mean, honestly, I was gonna say honestly, the
Is
two
it
best people
Talon?
on your ship are gonna be Ren and Talon.
Okay.
Let's go ahead and do your role now, Talon. So,
Okay.
what are you doing?
I have a list of questions that will help me figure out how does the life form synthesize? What can be energy sources?
Okay.
What could harm it? Does it need moisture? Does it need heat? Cold? Can
What does
it
it
thrive? What kind of environment could it thrive in? So then we can find a place
Okay.
for it. And also the thing is, we're going to need to. So those are the plant life form scans I want to do. But then I also
That's
need to
gonna be one
scan.
question.
Okay,
Sure.
great,
Yeah.
great. And then I also want to scan. So once I tick off, okay, well we can do planet. I suspect
Right.
it's.
An M
I
class
suspect it's
planet.
class like K. Well, the thing is, I do not think it's going to be smart to put the life form on any type of planet that could be harboring other life. So
Right,
Class M
'cause
is
it
out.
may-
Absolutely not.
Yeah,
Like, yeah.
that's true.
I think we should not
Unless
even
we
go
find
there.
a miraculous, abandoned, like beautiful paradise.
But anywhere
And
that
odds are
could
astronomical.
eventually.
They'll start looking there. I really wanted to get deeper Shackleton
Exactly.
before we planted her,
I think
and now that is apparently not an option. So looking for
Right.
shittier planets.
I think it needs
is
to
a
be
good idea.
something that is like unattractive to any other life form, so that like
Like
exactly
she made it
what
on
you
a
said.
moon.
Yeah,
She made it on a
Right.
hunk
It needs
of
to
rock.
be at
hunk-
least
was
hurtling
Class
underground.
D.
There was almost there was in Regula there was no atmosphere in that.
Exactly.
that-
Like
So
in that
it could
case.
be-
she can make
You-
do with
you're
some
right.
nonsense.
But
However-
keep in mind, this incarnation of Ginny did not evolve in that planet in that atmosphere.
She's
Yeah.
evolved
kill
in
her.
So
our
she is evolved in
atmosphere.
your atmosphere.
Right, that's true.
So we're going to
So
make a
that's-
roll now
and that's what
because
that will- the
Talon needs
first
to figure
roll.
this stuff out.
So we're scanning Jenny herself.
So
figure
Talon,
out
by the
these-
way, so Lisa has told me
Okay.
off on the side throughout the course of this game that she has gone down to Ginny when no one else was around to run scans and to constantly keep tabs on Ginny to make sure that she wasn't a threat, that she could find out what was going on inside the cellular structure. So Talon, you have actually amassed quite a bit of information on Ginny, which I'm going to go ahead and rule is going to lower the difficulty of what this would have normally been by 1.
Okay.
I'm also
Yeah.
going to automatically give you focus on this roll. You're pretty prepared for this.
Okay.
You're just assembling all the information you've got based off of what Rin has told you about this life form. So, I'm gonna need you to make your prize roll.
Okay.
It's
If you
what
have a
you
value
do. So
that's
your
relevant.
reason, science.
Oh, I totally have like multiple values.
Just
that are
saying, if you
relevant.
want to do the auto crit before you even roll, that's a good way to bump up them numbers.
What's
Now
the
remember,
difficulty?
critting here in bumping up the numbers, not as important as burning that momentum to get more answers to your questions.
I also might want to save it for when we actually have to transplant Jenny.
But that might
That's
be an
fine.
engineering roll.
That's going to be a
Well,
lot of
it's
rolls.
also science. Yeah, it's like
It's gonna be a
yeah.
whole lot
Yeah,
of
not all of
science.
us get the renewable resource of determination.
We're gonna
Totally.
need her to do the
Yeah.
science.
yeah. I think
Unfortunately,
I might
the one
just-
who does just hits
Everyone's
things.
gonna be holding
I think
on.
I'll save the auto crit for that if
Okay.
we get to that, or you know.
Sure.
But yeah. Okay. And then focus. You're already giving me a focus. I do have focus, but yeah. Okay. Xenobiology.
Yeah, you focused.
Okay. Cool.
Just wanted to hear.
How many? So what was the difficulty?
Difficulty here, I'm lowering it, so it's going to be 3.
Okay.
You should use
And you can apply your focus.
Are
So
you
go ahead and make
using-
your roll.
Can I assist?
Yeah, well, and Sally's assisting, right?
No, you were not in the area while she's doing this.
Oh, it's just
She's
me.
away from.
Are you
Talon is on the bridge right now,
Okay.
or I could say if you want, I'll put you in the research center.
Oh, that's where I was. Yeah.
Okay,
That's where I
then
would
what
probably.
we'll say is you can assist, but Sally sure can.
Okay.
Sally
okay,
Wright
I
can
thought you were
assist.
at her.
So,
Sorry.
Ren, do you want to roll for Sally?
Yeah.
All right,
I thought you just
so-
said not Sally.
No, Sally can
Not me.
assist.
Sally, yes.
Not Trollo.
Sorry, sorry.
Frollo, no.
Not
Sally, yes.
Shishiros.
Okay.
So go ahead and make
So I
your roll
took-
for Sally.
and I took a
Sally's going to be
moment
to-
using her computers
Down to 3.
Okay.
and science.
Okay.
Yes.
Come on, crit.
Difficulty is 3, so this is probably not going to be that
I
hard for
have one. Yeah, I have 4 successes.
you. Okay.
So we already got one momentum
And-
back.
So we got it back.
Great.
Yeah.
Success.
Woo! 2.
Good start.
Okay.
All right. Questions?
So, your
Okay.
first question.
Jenny, what's your deal?
Hey, Jenny.
What's up, girl?
So, your question is:
How them
are there any power sources that she can
That's
draw on?
one of them.
Okay.
Actually, I have another most important question that gives us the ticking clock, which is what is her current growth rate?
At her current growth rate,
Yes.
you've probably got a couple of days
Okay.
Okay.
with Jenny.
So let's
before
say
she
like
starts getting critical.
1 to 2 days.
Yeah, you've probably got a
better.
little bit of time.
Okay. Yeah, and
I'll start work math.
that gets us in the
Throllo, essentially what's happened is Rin's instinct and Throllo's scan has bought y'all time. You caught it just as it was really starting to take place.
That's good.
So you got some time. So that's going to be one of your free questions that you get for scanning.
Great. Okay.
Okay, so the other question that you scanned for specifically is, Ginny, what you've discovered is her evolution rate is astounding. As a Genesis life form, the only one in existence, she is able to adapt to things that no other life form can adapt to. But it looks like, just from the evidence that you've gathered over all of this time and what you're looking at with these pieces that you've been able to plug in from what Rin and Throllo have told you about the recent occurrences, is that Ginny, apparently, this life form has the ability to lock itself in and adapt to any atmosphere it can. But once it adapts to that atmosphere, it is going to have to go through a chrysalis effect to adapt to a new one. So,
Which means what?
specifically, it
It's
means
like
that
a-
it means transplanting Ginny to somewhere else.
We'll kill it, but then it'll be
It's going to
reborn?
be up to her whether she lives or dies.
It's going to be up to...
It's almost
It's
like
going
a
to be up to
phoenix.
Ginny.
So we want to give her
It's
a
going to be like a
fighting
patient in
chance.
the hospital.
Yeah.
It's going to be up to her.
It's almost like a phoenix too. Like sometimes it has to destroy itself to rise from the ashes.
So then,
So it's
Put it
possible.
in
So
an atmosphere.
So in other words, it's very likely that if you find a planet that has atmosphere, that she'll have an easier time adapting. If you drop her on
because
the moon,
she's already.
yeah, exactly.
Okay. All right.
If you drop her on a moon, it's bad.
So
But
not a D. We probably don't want a D class.
I will tell you this though: if you find a place that has metal ore,
Ooh, that's.
or
okay.
some kind of something that would resemble what she has inserted herself into in this shuttle,
Yeah, because she's a metal
it's
baby now.
entirely possible.
She's a metal.
It's entirely possible and very likely that Ginny will be able to adapt. Her odds of adapting will be higher.
Okay.
So metal, y'all.
Let's go find a planet that is comprised of shuttles.
She was born in a Jeffrey's tube. It's only.
Well, that's
appropriate.
perfect though. If it's like if we find some type of metal that's like useless,
an
that no
Orion
one's
ship
gonna.
Talon, did you want to ask anything else?
Yes.
Did you want to burn momentum and ask anything else? Go
Yes.
ahead and ask.
Studious.
It is 9:40.
Studious.
Okay. This is
Down to
out. So
4,
no
momentum.
class L. So we got. Blah, 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 blah. And I'm guessing that still also applies to the temperature. So like something that's within our habitable range.
Her
Or-
adaptability to temperature, it would suggest that she's probably going to be pretty resilient.
Okay. So metal. And
That's
so
that.
temperature is variable. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And then.
Let me
Do
put
I
it this
have
way.
more questions?
This life form has a really strong chance of surviving.
Well, this is good. This is already opening.
Talon, one of the things you'll note with all of the research you've done and all the successes you've had, you've only seen this level of adaptability in one other quote-unquote life form,
Humans.
not humans.
That's a super freaking narrow annulus of
The
habitability.
Borg.
Oh, mother.
The Borg are the only other entity that you have seen that has this level of integration. In fact,
You know what would be
as
cool?
you're connecting the dots on a cellular level, looking at this,
What would be cool, Captain?
Ginny, the cells of Ginny are not evasive. They don't devour or conquer other cells, but they spawn and evolve at a rate that the Borg would aspire to. Oh no! So look at it this way, while the Borg dominate and destroy other cells
Yes.
and convert them, Ginny.
Propagates.
Her cells die and evolve back into a newer version, and then die and evolve back into a newer version.
You're making this so hard, Eric.
Essentially, the connection kind of brings, Talon begins to realize she's seen this before, and it's a biological mirror to the behavior. It's a non-evasive.
It's like an more efficient Borg.
It's
non-invasive.
it's doing the job the Borg nanites do, without the help of any technology whatsoever. It's completely biological. And as I say, it's non-evasive, so these cells are not destroying or conquering other cells. The Borg assimilate, Ginny evolves. The Borg drive the evolution by conquest, and it looks like Ginny just evolves.
You know what would be cool? I don't think it's going to happen, but it would be cool if we could communicate with Jenny, and then Jenny would be like, yeah, I'll help you fight the Borg, and then Jenny was on the Federation side to fight the Borg. That would be
Yeah,
awesome.
it's too bad that the Federation doesn't know about the other biological race out there that's kicking the Borg's ass in a few years.
Well, I mean, they kind of do.
But those
we
are
just
kinda
don't know
scary.
that they do.
So anyway, so those are some of the discoveries that you make.
And wait, you
I'm going to
used
speed
your-
up the clock a little bit here
You
for
used your
narrative
Studious
reasons.
to get that?
Huh?
Sorry, you used your Studious to get that extra little bit of information?
And she spent a momentum,
Yep.
I believe. Yeah, to buy.
Yes.
To buy, yeah.
Okay.
Wait, what did I have?
So, do you
we
want
are
to
down
know
to four?
anything else?
Yeah, we're down to 4.
I think I have enough info
Okay.
to do a planetary scan now.
Okay.
Planetary bodies. Do I do that now or do whatever you?
You can do it now.
Okay.
If you want, we can just make it part. I'll say go ahead. Go ahead and yes, go ahead and make the roll.
Okay.
And you can definitely roll for Sally on
Thank
this
you.
one. Yeah.
I'll do.
So
Same scan.
Yep.
Should do this?
No, sensors this time, not computers.
Got it.
I'll do this.
Or
Yes.
not science, it's computers.
Yeah.
We're down to 3, y'all.
Yep.
We're down to 3, y'all.
But you're spending them for damn good reasons.
Yeah.
Save Jenny McBlunt face.
Sensors
Oh,
and
snap. Only 2 successes.
sensors and
Sensors
science.
and reroll?
Yep.
Oh, sorry.
No,
Did you
you're
say the
good.
Oh,
difficulty?
same number though.
It's going to be 3 successes. Oh, you need 3. Difficulty's 3.
Did you get one?
You haven't rolled yet?
Oh, roll.
I haven't rolled
She hasn't
Okay.
rolled yet.
We're counting
Oh,
on
I
you,
can
Chief.
re-roll, right?
that.
I have.
Sally can't. No. Sally
Yeah.
doesn't have like
No.
focuses, does she, or anything?
No, but you know what? That I just remembered. She's using
Sally
her
autocrits.
sensors. She's using her
The
sensors to
difficulty
scan.
went down.
Sally
So
always acts as if she has a focus.
Okay.
So but
Oh.
Always.
so her sensors.
Okay. Then she crit
She has
both times.
She has advanced sensors, so the difficulty's 2.
And
she
I get a
crit then.
re-roll because of my technical expertise.
Okay, so just tell me what your total is.
With Talon,
So
we're-
right now it's 2, and
Okay.
now I'm going to re-roll.
Here we go.
Ha! Crit!
4.
6.
That was
All
that
right,
stuff
you
that's
can
in-
burn those right away because you're going to max out on momentum. So you can pool those and burn the rest for immediate spends.
By the way,
Do
our
it.
annulus of range, according to warp math, based on how long we can go at supermax warp and then sustainable warp, is 12.02 light years.
Whoa.
That's how far we can go.
Great. That's cool.
And we were only 8 hours from the edge of the expanse when we started.
Less
right?
now. I'm speeding up the clock. I'm saying all of the preparations and discoveries y'all are making. We're going to be about 6 hours away from a rendezvous with Dauntless.
Cool.
So, Talon, using the considerable power, as always, again, this is what Sally was built for. She was built for speed, and she was built to spot things from light years away. You run a deep space scan using all the power you can pump into the sensors suite. With that many successes, the information that's returned, it takes... Sally dives so deep into space with the sensors sweep that it takes 30 minutes for the information to come back to you at warp. When it returns, you actually do discover 4 uncharted systems in the Shackleton Expanse. Those are the ones that are in range. 3 of them are candidates.
Okay.
One of them, the closest one, is the weakest candidate. But there is a binary system that's looking very promising. That's the second. that's the second candidate.
Do you mean like a binary star
Binary
system?
star system.
Okay. Okay.
Cool.
How many planetary bodies are in it?
4.
Okay. And do you know what classes they are?
Not off the top of my head.
Okay, I can.
But I can
First
tell you.
class. Oh,
The ones that I
Top
think Jenny.
notch.
Jenny
2 of them
could
are
live
gas
in.
giants, and the other 2 look like they have atmospheres. The one that stands out basically kind of looks like Neptune. So
Okay. So
a
an ice
very
giant.
inhospitable surface.
Yeah.
Filled with ammonia, ice. But Jenny would have a chance on that one.
Okay. Cool.
And that's going to be about... It's not that far past the boundaries of Klingon space. So you're basically... Here's what I will tell you, Talon. You guys are basically going to have to make your meeting with the Dauntless pretty short and beeline for this place.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Have
right.
to meet them first. Yeah, let's.
It would.
I've already been trying to think of excuses to not.
Just
Is
fly
it
past them and go, we got to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Oh no, too fast and warp, too fast and warp.
That's what I was thinking. Oh, sorry, I was gonna.
We hit the break.
They've gone to plan.
Ludicrous speed, Lark Sage, go.
So I'll let y'all figure that out.
Okay.
But those are an astonishing amount of successes. So you
Beautiful.
get that information.
Yay.
Do you want any other information? Is there
I
anything
think.
else you think to ask, or do we want to move on?
I think I have what I need.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Has there been any update in the past 2 days in terms of being able to communicate with Jenny?
None.
I
Jenny is
haven't
not
been down there in
exhibiting-
a while.
Jenny is not exhibiting any. Aside from the occasional door opening, which
Right.
seems to only be a
Playful.
response to the presence of Throlo and Ren.
I get it.
Yeah.
But there's not.
Picking
there's-
favorites, whatever.
You will. I mean, we don't even really. It's difficult to even say what that means. It could be a reaction to their presence, but There's also no scientific explanation for Throlo's physical responses to Jenny.
That's not true. Yes, there is.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Love.
Aw, the science of love.
It's the mommy. No,
That's
it
the
was-
science
I know a
of love.
certain other science officer
Yeah.
who is very
Maybe if
well
we just
practiced.
close our roof window and open our heart.
Yeah.
No, it's in my head.
I'll never get tired of it.
There may be other reasons.
Bam, bam.
Yeah. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and, unless you guys are doing anything else, Xadas and Sage, you guys are hard at work, coming up with stuff. Let Jenny be a happy space plant. Hashtag.
I'm calling an emergency senior staff meeting real quick. I love
Okay.
meetings.
Okay.
Okay, I'm the captain.
Then let's do this.
Yeah. Because
I was just about to head to the.
Because we need a plan.
Okay. So you guys all get the summons.
Yeah.
I was just about to leave the research lab with my pad with all of my info to go straight to Jenny,
Okay.
and then I get this.
Okay. So you hear the captain's call for an emergency meeting. We're going to speed up the timeline here and say that you guys are about an hour out from a rendezvous with the Dauntless.
That's fine.
You all are essentially in the same sector as the border to the Shackleton Expanse.
And
You've arrived.
we've made all the files, right? Like
Yeah.
we have the file.
Those files
Sensors-
are made.
But I mean the scientific files for Ginny, like we put all of our botany and
I'm going to go ahead and rule that you guys. I'm not going to have you roll because you guys have had like 3 days.
Right.
And expert.
We're all on the
like-
same page.
Yeah, we're,
Look how scientific we are.
honestly, the reason why I'm not having you guys roll is because of the overwhelming response
Yeah.
from our Ox crew and the Watchers, and even some of the people that are like, "Hey, I'm not Ox crew, but I'm keeping your secret." Which means
you
you
get on
are
the
Ox
ship?
crew.
yeah. Who are you?
who are you?
So I'm
Hey, I'm
not.
a stowaway. Your secret
As a
safe will be,
GM,
Captain.
As a GM, I'm
Let me
not
get some of
gonna
that
make
blood
you guys-
wine in your secret
Just a bunch
safe.
of heads pop out of ducks. Just got you, Cap.
As a GM, I'm not going to have you guys make a roll for that.
All right.
Meeting.
So
Meeting.
okay, so this is what happens. Like, is you're calling the meeting, stepping out of the research bay, Talon. You feel a wave of dizziness wash over you. And for a moment, you have to lean against the bulkhead. And you start hearing what sounds like whispers.
Is no one on the ship safe?
Talon, nothing about this feels. It's like, again, for a split moment, Talon has this feeling that, oh, it's like I remember all over again. You have that sort of like initial instinct, but this is different. This doesn't feel like you're having a memory flashback, a hallucination. It feels like. It feels familiar, like something's trying to talk to you. And it's not coming from anywhere on the Sally ride. You feel it, and you don't know how to explain it. And but you instinctively know with every fiber of your being, it's something important, and it has nothing to do with anything that is happening right now. It's out there somewhere, and it's waiting for you. You don't feel any malevolence. You don't feel anything threatening about it. You just feel a sense of... It feels ancient somehow. And familiar. And then you hear Martinez's voice coming through the communicator again. Talon hasn't responded. You heard her open the channel to respond, but you haven't heard her respond.
Do I know that it's Talon's channel?
Mm-hmm.
Did I say like senior staff to the bridge?
Mm-hmm. Everyone confirmed they were on their way.
Except for Talon. Martinez to Lieutenant Commander Talon.
Am I able to speak? Or?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, Captain.
Report to the bridge, please. Thank you. At your earliest convenience.
Yes, Captain. I kind of try to shake it off.
Okay. It's easy to shake off. You're like, no, I can't. And it's gone.
Oh, my heart.
Sad, scared Vulcan.
Cut to the holodeck, and the target is just playing cards with a few of the other programs. It's like, I don't know, man. They got a plant. They stopped talking to me. Go fish.
Yeah, that's true.
Freaking yeah.
All right, so we'll cut to the senior staff. You guys are coming up on the rendezvous with the USS Dauntless. Communications have been crystal clear at this point. Klingons no longer jamming. I will say that.
Can my tricorder basically be a baby monitor to Jenny right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's easy.
Just
great.
I will say you can have that up on the screen.
Okay.
I will say that sensors did detect a Klingon outpost and the presence of 2 uncloaked Vorcha battle cruisers that were in dock. Vorcha battle cruisers are bad. They're the workhorse battleships of the Klingon fleet. Sally Ride would be in trouble if those noticed her.
We're faster than they are.
None of them seem to react to the presence of Sally Ride. There's no doubt that they know you're flying by, though. You're flying like a bat out of hell through Klingon space, and you're not doing anything to hide yourself. But the Klingons don't seem to even acknowledge you, interestingly enough. And about 60 minutes away is a Galaxy-class starship waiting for you.
Okay. So we're at a senior staff meeting?
So you guys have all assembled at the senior staff meeting.
I would imagine, too, that Talon, Chief Wren, Dr. Shishiros, Lieutenant Commander Ziv have all been in communicado about Jenny for the past 2 days.
I'm going to say that everyone's communication has been constant as to everything that's been going on the ship.
So what this meeting, why did I call this meeting, everybody? Well, because we're an hour away from rendezvousing with the USS Dauntless, and I need everybody to be on the same page. It seems like we have a plan set as to how we're going to effectively hide this Jenny life form from the Dauntless, from Starfleet, from Narendra Station until we are able to continue with our mission.
But Captain, can we just turn? Can we just turn now and go there?
Go where?
Talon, you found something, right?
Yes, I found a planetary system that I believe would be suitable for the life form to be transplanted.
That's what I'm calling this meeting for. Is it completely necessary that we go there now? Is Jenny as a life form, and is this ship with all of the people on it, are we going to be safe for the amount of time it would need to rendezvous to Narendra Station? Does that make sense?
I can give you that information because Talon would definitely know that. Yes.
There's time to stop. Okay. Yes.
Okay.
How long is absolutely necessary do we have to talk to them?
I don't know. It depends on the debrief, I would imagine. I'll probably report to an admiral on the station and then go over everything that we've encountered over the past few days, and
We can... I realize we're coming up with a lot of experiments that we're not doing, but we can come up with, in order to chart astrophysical phenomena, we have to get to such point and can't spend a lot of time.
That's true. We could also say that we have a time-sensitive botany experiment. I mean, we could literally...
Effectively make this a future us problem.
Ziv goes, I honestly think we should just lie and go straight there.
And go straight there.
What would the lie be, Ziv?
I don't know. I mean, what do we know about this Captain UCAB?
Not much.
Seems like a cool dude.
How long would it take us to get to this planetary system?
About 6 hours, as soon as you cross into...
So, Ziv, why did you say that you think we should just lie and head straight there?
Because things are going to get more complicated if we dock at the station. I don't know who's going to come on board the ship, do you? I mean, I just feel like the more personnel that are around Jenny...
Okay. You're right. All right, so then I need some ideas, people, for some potential alibis.
We have the
you're right,
whole
you're right.
way
All
back
right,
to
let's...
We found a life form and she's dying and we need to rescue her.
Then they'll
But then they'll
send
want to see it
people
and
to the
send-
planet later. We want to make
they'll
that planet
inquire.
not...
So some
a
kind of
priority for
captain
anyone.
speak you can use and just be like, hey, between us, two guys sit in center chair. Just don't look at us while we do this.
Okay,
So-
maybe. All right.
Any chance we could invoke...
Is there a favor you could call in?
What
Yeah.
kind of
Top
other
secret.
planets are in this planetary system?
There are 2 gas giants, 1 ice giant, and I forget what the 4th one was.
Could we say that we needed something on one of the other planets for like a resource.
Oh.
As a distraction, saying that we're low on certain resources. And we
For
want any resource
scientific-
lineage
had at the
for scientific purposes.
There was also the astrophysical phenomena, which is a similar idea. So maybe there's
I would be more
similar
inclined,
to like
and say that's a
an
good idea.
eclipse.
Yeah, I would be more inclined to try and actually find some sort of phenomena that we can say that we need to time sensitive head to observe, and then maybe on the way drop Jenny off and then actually go and do that in case they use their sensors and check to make sure,
see
and then
where we
I
go.
can use any of my captain-y
Yeah.
favors and
Yeah,
let
Mom,
them
was
know.
there anything unusual about the binary system?
Not that I know.
Well,
Captain, their sensors aren't going to pick up what our sensors can.
What if we invoke the pull?
it's true.
How so?
That's, I mean,
Hey, yeah.
there are a lot of phenomena that other ships could explore as easily as we do.
Yes! Jiv goes, we could just say we're dropping a sensor probe and make it look like it's absolutely of no consequence, but that we've encountered the phenomenon on the pull. I mean, it's already
That's
in
what
our
we're gonna
database.
do.
We're the most
That's a
advanced
great
science
idea.
vessel.
Yes.
Why don't we do that?
We can probe.
Okay, so
And we'll say it's time sensitive.
so to
And
clarify,
it's a 6-hour detour, right? I mean, he's not going to question
So
that.
to clarify, the plan is we're letting the USS Dauntless know that we believe we have encountered a new iteration of the pull somewhere further into the Shackleton Expanse. We're going to take the 6-hour detour to head straight there, drop a probe. This is something that we've encountered in the past. I'll use my captain-y favors and let this guy know this is what's going on. We've just been through a bunch of shit. The crew of this ship would love to just get back to sciencing.
And we'll just
We're gonna do
rendezvous
that,
right after.
and we'll rendezvous
Yes.
right
Yeah.
after. Is
Alright.
that
Yeah.
what we're all agreed
yes.
upon?
Sounds
Okay.
good.
I'm just
Yeah, I think
staring
we
at
can
the
do it.
screen.
Captain, if you like, I can go and put in the new course right away. If you want, you can give me the coordinates.
Do that, Ensign.
And I do
With
that.
energy, everyone jumps from the table
Yeah.
and moves out.
I'll get on the horn with Captain UCAP. Let him know what's going on.
As you step in onto the bridge, and you take the helm,
Coordinates are already in.
Dauntless is in visual range.
Not anymore. Bye.
Okay, so
No, I mean,
Ensign Sage, can you hail the USS
Yeah,
Dauntless, please?
whichever.
hailing.
Put it on screen if they respond. When they respond. Chief, don't worry. Jenny's going to be all right.
No, yeah. This will work. This will
Yes.
work. This will work.
Yes, it will.
screen comes up as you see the bridge of a Galaxy-class starship. We're all very familiar with it. Sitting center chair, you see a middle-aged Filipino man who's got sort of like graying hair, much like your GM, on the side of his temples here. Kind of doing the Riker lean on his on the left side of the chair. He's flanked by two officers. One is a Vulcan, the other one is also a Bolian. So he's got one too.
Like everyone needs one.
Everyone needs Bolian.
Yeah.
But he smiles as the screen comes up and goes, Captain Martinez. This
Captain
is the USS
UCAP.
Dauntless. It is good to see you.
Captain UCAP, it is fantastic to see you. I hate for this to be and I'm staying seated. This is like
Okay.
I'm trying to play up the cash
Sure.
flavor here. This
Okay.
is not a big deal. Captain, I hate for this to be such a meet and greet, a flyby, if you will, but the USS Sally Ride has actually encountered some very interesting scientific readings, a gravitational anomaly that we're calling the pull. We've encountered it before. And
We've seen reports of this.
Yes, you have. And I realize that we're just coming out of Klingon space and more than eager to dock at Narendra Station, but I'm hailing you to let you know that these new readings that we found are a little bit time sensitive, and I have decided that we're going to go ahead and take a quick 6-hour detour to drop off some probes to try and get out in front of this thing, as it has been hounding us, Captain. And then after which we'll, of course, rendezvous with you either back here or at Narendra.
Let's make a roll, Hector.
Yeah, that's a good line.
Yeah, look
do
at
it.
you, Captain.
All right, so this is going to be a presence command roll.
This is
Yeah.
like 100%.
The difficulty is 1, but just so you know,
out a crit.
it is contested.
Ooh.
Take a moment.
Yeah, burn those
We
momentum.
have so much too.
I'm spinning
some.
two
Okay, great.
threat.
So I am
Two
using
threat.
a momentum to gain a third die.
More.
What else you got? What else
Do you want
got?
more? Do you want another die, Captain?
I'm trying to see what I can do. Do I need to use one of my... No, not my
For
talents.
determination.
Yeah,
Value?
crit.
What are your values?
That's what I'm
Nine
looking
now.
over right now.
It is
crit.
10:04. We got a little
crit.
bit more time.
Okay.
I need to change some of my values to make them more practical.
We get to do that. We have level up right after this episode.
Yep, we got a big level up coming, and you guys are going to be docked, so you're actually going to be able to level up Sally as well.
Yeah, we're gonna.
Season
We're gonna have a
2.
sit down. EXO, we're gonna have party.
Yeah.
Do you want another dice, Captain?
Man, I feel like I don't have anything
What do you got?
that's
for
helpful.
focuses?
What are you asking for? My values?
You can use your what's your value?
The only one I can think of is that might help would
What is
be
it?
married to the ship. This is a sad value because it reveals about my character that I have potentially forsaken personal relationships to get myself up to this point. Now, I can also try to interpret it in a way to say that Captain Martinez is a workaholic and that he's leaning into this workaholic personality to try to slip by a potential vacay to be like, hey, listen, I love working and we're going to continue to work. That's like the best I can do.
You know what,
The
though?
best I can do.
You know what? What was the name of the value?
Married to the ship.
So is
You can
Jenny.
you can deny it.
This
if
is,
you want.
putting the
this is
ship
what I'm
that
going
we
to
have
rule.
to
This is good. Here's my rule. Because of the complete unification of the crew. Yes. Because the crew is acting
Married
as
to the
one.
ship.
It's like
because
the ship
this
said,
ship,
I do.
because this entire ship right now, every single person on board this ship is 100% behind getting Jenny somewhere safe.
It's married to the ship.
I'm going to allow you to use that as the funnel to channel that, and I'll let you use that value.
So that means I
I'm
automatically.
gonna because again I'm gonna, and this will be the last time I'm gonna let you invoke it. But this because of the extraordinary response from our Ox crew, this is going to be part of your value. And
This is all because of you.
go ahead and apply it for that critical success.
Great.
Make
Thank you,
your
Ox
roll.
Crew.
Okay.
Got a crit. Now
You
roll.
got a crit. Now roll.
use momentum. Just like juice freaking
I
everything.
already
Yeah.
used
Yeah.
one,
Okay,
so we're
good.
down to 5.
What about a focus? Do you have focus that apply? Like
Taking a
intimidation?
picture of the die roll.
You have diplomacy or persuasion.
I
Persuasion?
want everyone
Yeah.
to see what I rolled.
Persuasion.
Oh,
Oh,
God.
no. Roll.
I would
but
say-
after
Really good or
you do
really
the
bad?
roll,
I
we
would
don't know
say
what that means yet.
Persuasion.
It could be really good
It
or
would
really
be
bad.
good one.
persuasion.
Because you're trying to persuade
Over
him
diplomacy,
to
it's
just
persuasion.
Yes,
Persuasion.
persuasion.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Roll.
Wait, since
Do
you
this.
auto critted already, does that
Yes.
mean you just rolled the
You got 2
other
successes.
2 die?
You got to
2
beat
so far.
their
It
successes.
has to keep going.
But
We're juicing the heck out of this roll.
yeah.
So he's rolling the other 2 die now.
but the
right?
other 3 because he spent a momentum
3.
as well.
Yeah, spent a momentum. So you roll 3 dice.
Right.
Wait.
Okay.
You took down a momentum, didn't you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you did.
Yeah.
We're
I'm
good. All right,
confused.
just roll.
Okay.
We got it.
So then
Oh,
you
so
you roll all
no.
3
There's one off here.
That's
is
already
the thing.
critted, isn't that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Did you-
value counts as an extra die that is
determination,
a
yeah.
crit.
An extra one.
Right.
Oh, it's an extra one.
Cool.
Got it. Got it.
Spending
Thank you.
nothing. Yeah.
Thank. I needed to see it visually.
Yeah.
so
Me too,
sorry.
me too, me
The
too.
4th die, basically. Oh.
Is that a good all?
It's good.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
yeah.
good.
Let's just put all of this back. And
Tell me what you got. Because Twitter knows what I got.
Oh,
So that
God.
is,
Wait, wait.
Are we allowed to look at your roll?
You got 1, 2.
Yeah, I want to see
I'm
your
doing
roll.
it.
Yeah.
Is that a 6?
You got 6 successes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no.
It's a tie.
Oh!
Ooh.
Tie is the
Captain
defender.
Jonathan Recap.
No, the tie is going to go to defender, though.
Which is
You.
you.
Which is you.
Oh,
okay.
Great.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait,
That was
how
calling
is he
it
the
a favor.
defender?
Oh, that's true. You are
You're
acting
the
in a point ahead.
defender!
That's true. Yeah, no, you're right.
No,
You're right.
we
You're
have
right.
to because they're
looking at you.
No, you're right.
You're right.
You're right.
Yeah.
He
So
was
you
the
have a
defender in this
reroll
role.
thing.
No.
Not anymore.
I don't have a reroll?
Any? Do you have cautious or?
No.
No.
Okay.
No, unless Captain,
Unless we get to
unless
assist in some
Captain
way from being on screen.
Jonathan UCAB plans to use violence? No, I cannot use any of my talents. I don't think that's what's
No,
happening.
the captain just goes, I see.
Fire
Open
everything.
fire.
Yeah.
Separate the saucer section and immediately destroy that
What the
ship.
okay. Red alert, shields up.
Yeah. Okay.
Assist?
Okay.
Oh no. That means he got
So
like.
the captain's looking at you.
Spent 2 threat.
The moment of silence that beat that passes, it's to use a Star Wars reference. They're not buying it, Chewie. No.
I sense the moment of silence and I interject because I'm reading this guy and I'll say
Okay,
something.
so then his response, that moment of silence, he says, "This is what happens." There's a quiet moment and says, "Understood, Captain." Why don't you go ahead and proceed, and we'll proceed to Narendra Station and await your arrival there. Shall we tell them that you're going to be held up?
Just a few hours late, yeah. And again, Captain UCAB, I appreciate it. It's, I'm sure you'll understand, my crew is eager to get back to work, eager to get back to some normalcy after what we've just encountered in Klingon space.
Understood.
Thank you, Captain.
Well, the USS Dauntless is on standby if you need us. And welcome to the Shackleton Expanse, Captain.
Thank you.
You got your work cut out for you out here.
We can't wait. USS Sally Ride out.
Dauntless out.
Can I have an insight on that?
Sure.
Awesome.
Difficulty is 1. It's not a contested roll.
Cool.
Um,
What is it? And hang on, that's a reroll. Because that one was not a success. And now it is a success.
So
3.
4? Oh, 3.
3? All right, so we've got
3 successes.
We're maxed out.
3 successes.
Yeah. What was that?
Um,
I did not get good feels.
what you got from this is whoever Captain UCAB is, he's a cut above other captains. Your immediate instinct is that the reason why he's the lone captain out here in the Expanse is because he is kind of the spearhead to keep everyone safe out here. And judging from what you've seen and just that interaction with him, you have no doubt in your mind that he knew your captain was not being forthcoming. With how many successes did you get?
3.
Do you want to spend?
Yes.
Okay, spend a momentum. What would you like to ask?
Why is he letting us go without interrogating it further?
So the best way to explain that is that with that insight check and burning momentum, I'm going to tell you he is boss tier. He's like an epic level kind of styled character. He has skills that might actually go a little bit higher than you guys. This is like a top tier, which is translating into Rue as this is a guy who probably the reason why he let you go is because he doesn't need to chase you to find out, to get to the bottom of what he just witnessed. But you also feel like even though he knows he's been lied to, he doesn't feel betrayed. In other words, he's trusting Martinez is lying to him for a good reason.
Yes.
But you also, Rue, get the feeling he ain't gonna let this go.
Sir,
Yeah.
he's not going to let this go. I have a feeling he might see where we're going and check up on where we've been later. That won't be good for her.
We can actually leave a probe, Captain.
That, yes,
Well,
but
the
I'm
key-
more concerned about
The location
if he
of Jenny.
scans the system, sees...
The key word is later, and unfortunately this is going to be a problem for a future crew of the USS Sally Ride. But I like, Ensign, I like your thinking. We are going to actually leave a probe.
I have another idea, Captain.
Yeah.
I don't know how good their sensors are, but if we're going to this particular planetary system, we can, in the computers, make it seem like we went to a different planetary system. So if they end up checking our records, they will not know where we've been.
Jib just says, I don't know. I think we're committed now. I think we just do it. I think the more we start falsifying records, I think the more
It's true.
the more lies we tell, the more the more truths we have to cover for.
They can easily track where we physically are too. It's not just about scanning our computer records. It's like they could just track us straight up.
We're
And Rue
faster.
for sure thinks that's...
Okay.
Maybe, Captain, and this is just me thinking off the top of my head, but maybe the thing to do is after this whole business is done with, you have a sit-down one-on-one with him.
That's what I'm thinking.
Either
the
way,
end of the day-
Captain. Oh, sorry.
At the end of the day, Captain UCAB of the USS Dauntless is still Starfleet. So,
And honestly, sir, This is his corner of space.
Yeah.
There's...
You don't walk into another man's kitchen without asking to grab something out of the fridge first. So...
Cream soda.
What's a fridge?
So just for the sake of like, you know, in the good old nature of a television cut, we're gonna jump to
Ludicrous speed.
6 hours later, the Sally Ride pulling into orbit. You come out of warp just outside the system. This is an uncharted system. It doesn't even have a numerical label to it yet.
I have a
This
name
system,
for it.
Yeah,
this system is literally where no man has gone before. It according to your charts, Narendra Station has turned in after an information share as you guys are entering this. Because the thing is, y'all are getting navigational data as you enter the Shackleton Expanse. They are not joking. The Shackleton Expanse is a huge swath of unexplored space. And it's interesting to you that 6 hours into the Shackleton Expanse, you've already encountered an uncharted solar system.
It's incredible.
A binary system at that. So we'll go ahead and cut to you guys establishing an orbit around this planet, which is about the size of, I would say this is about the size of Mars. So a little bit smaller than Earth itself. And it has a relatively similar atmosphere to, as I said, Neptune. You're detecting there's no oxygen in the atmosphere, a lot of ammonia, acid rain, stuff like that.
Can we have dropped the probe first so we went there first on our sheet record of where our ship went first?
Sure.
That's what
Probe.
Yeah, I'll allow that. I'll allow that.
That's as far
Just
as
so
we
y'all
went.
know,
Yeah.
just for the sake of full transparency, one of the threat that I spent was to also call on one of his values.
Which is
So-
what?
Okay.
Can we know or no?
Huh?
Can you tell us what it was or no? His values.
We'll meet him.
Yeah, I'm gonna say you'll meet
I'll
him. That's
roll
something you would
future
have
insight
to.
checks on this guy.
That was something you're gonna have to sort of like figure out for yourself. But mostly, I purchased extra dice. But essentially, just because I want to give you guys full transparency, and also he's an NPC and he's on your side. So, this is one of those rare instances where someone has skill ranks that are a little bit higher. So, just so y'all know, because you're gonna look at that picture and be like, "How the fuck did he
I
get
saw
a
it already.
critical on a 6?"
Well, yeah.
Because he can.
Wow.
As we're making this final approach,
I want to do that.
I want to pull the captain and the commander aside, and Captain, Commander, we're leaving Jenny alone, and we know that sooner or later someone will find her. What if someone from Starfleet stayed? What if I stayed?
Who's in the room with you while you're saying this? Is it just the two of them?
Mm-hmm.
Out of the question, Doctor. I'm sorry, but first of all, we need you on the ship. Everybody on this ship needs you here to continue protecting us and healing us and saving lives. And secondly, quite honestly, if I can be forthcoming, it would draw too much attention to Jenny and what she is and what she can do. But we're not abandoning her. We'll be back. We are here now. And whatever literature will ever be written about Jenny, it started with us. And we're going to keep that going. So, yeah.
Doctor, if I thought that it would help her, you'd have my blessing. My concern with leaving Jenny out here has nothing to do with anything one Starfleet officer could stop. I'm worried about the day that the Borg come and find her. And you staying wouldn't change that.
And I guess there are other things I need to attend to and care for.
Yeah, everybody on the ship.
We go where we can do most good. We go where we're needed. I know it hurts. Sorry.
Forget I said it.
No chance.
Is that all, Doctor?
That's all.
Okay, thank you.
Jiv reports that they're prepping both transporters room 1 and 2, and they're going to funnel the energy from one transporter room into the next to be able to beam down the entire shuttle.
Beam down the entire shuttle.
Yep.
They're going to use pattern buffers around the shuttle itself and beam down the whole shuttle. Jiv does warn you, though, that this operation, to beam an entire shuttle down like this, it's gonna take the transporters offline for about an hour.
It's fine.
Okay. In that
Follow
case,
Thrello out, and I'm going to.
you guys
stick by
find
her.
a plateau on one of the eastern continents where there is a large cave structure where she would be protected from possible acid rain. It looks like the surface, the inside of the cave itself, it looks like it's. It looks like
She
it.
likes caves. It's okay.
I know she does, but
It looks like the inside of the cave itself is. It looks like the inside of the
Caves
cave
are
itself is
nice.
untouched. Considering that the surface of the planet has probably been in a continual storm of acid rain for the past 3,000 years,
Caves
the,
are nice.
the inside of this cave is untouched by that physical force.
You're made of acid. It's okay. So is she. Deoxyribonucleic acid. It's good. It's okay.
there's no way to beam just her matter and not the metal matter with her, is there?
No, not really.
Okay.
They're one and the same.
She's
You'd
already
be running into the
integrated
same
into
problem
it.
you ran into when you beamed her on the ship the first time.
Yeah, not trying that again.
And she wouldn't have anything to spore onto at this point.
I'm assuming everybody on the ship has
People
had a
have
chance to
gathered.
say goodbye.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the crew, the Ox crew, large portion of the ship has gathered in the cargo
Okay.
bay. Everyone who can fit in here, but there's a huge crowd of the crew of this USS Sally Ride have gathered around the shuttlecraft, and y'all are all standing in front of it. Jiv he's like okay, and you see him tapping on the console, and he says, "On your order, Captain."
I'm not there, by the way.
Okay.
Where are you?
I'm in my lab.
Okay.
I feel like I'm like addressing the crew that's assembled, however large it is.
Okay.
I feel like, unfortunately, we're kind of on a time crunch. Otherwise, this would be a more momentous, sentimental occasion. If anybody wants to say their goodbyes to this incredible life form, feel free to. I would just like to say to you, Jenny, if you can understand me, if you could somehow destroy the shuttle and leave no evidence of it behind at some point in your evolutionary
You'd be
life,
doing us a solid.
you would be doing us a solid. Fist bump, the door opens.
Oh my God.
Fist bump. Okay, great.
And then a vine in the
Yeah.
shape of a fish comes out.
And then it goes like this.
Just kidding. Not canon, not canon.
Thank you, Jenny. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Doctor, you want to say any words? Chief Wren?
Doctor, do you want me to go first, or you? Okay. I wanted to give you something to do while you're exploring your new, just to have a piece of us, and I just have like a pre-recorded tape of a bunch of songs that I have recorded for her that she can play.
Okay.
So you just this button and push it, and then it plays, and this button, stop. Okay? So this is for you. I just said it. It's been really nice having a little piece of home. Swear to. You've been miraculous. Keep being exactly what you are. And explore. And be curious and be wonderful. Because I know that you are. I believe that. I'll miss you.
You're a dream made real. There aren't a lot of those. You're something new. Grow. Learn. And don't forget your mother. It's mothers. Yeah. I'm sorry we have to...
Okay. Live long and prosper, Jenny.
One by one, as you're saying your goodbyes, the Ox crew come up, and every single one of them seems to take a moment to pat the shuttle. And after about 10 minutes of everyone saying it, Jiv goes, energizing. Sorry to do this to you, but I have to roll.
Can help.
Yes.
Use all your
Thank you.
You can assist. And Sally can assist.
Okay. Momentums.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Take him.
Yeah.
How many?
We can spend
difficulty?
2
Difficulty is
with
gonna
our
be
current pool.
4.
2? What do you mean 2?
And Jiv.
So 3 total momentum.
Let's
2 extra
have
dice.
Jiv get the extra 2
Jiv's
die.
going to use his value,
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, he is. Correct.
which is if it's difficult, it's worth it.
Now, we just spent 3 momentum.
To
Are
give-
we giving
for 2 die.
I would say
extra
Jiv an
die
extra
to Jiv?
die.
Jiv has already got you 2 successes.
Is it
Right.
rolling into a
All right,
focus?
then.
I'll roll
Huh?
Sally
Oh, yeah.
right now. What
Good.
is Sally
And give
at?
him the dice because he's most likely to crit.
Yeah.
So he has another 2 dice on top of that from our momentum.
He got 1 crit, so 4 successes.
Great.
Oh.
Okay. Keep going.
I'll go ahead and tell
So
you.
we've done it. We're
Yeah,
gonna do
go ahead and
more.
make your roll.
Yep.
This is gonna
Yeah.
be style. Okay, what is Sally rolling?
That was a
Computer
crit from Sally.
science or
Whatever it was, it was a
that's
3.
right. I'm not allowed
So
to because I'm
it's good.
assisting. I'm gonna just add my auto
Okay,
crit
yep.
for the day,
All right.
and then I'll roll.
Yep. Go ahead and make your roll.
Did I have a momentum to myself?
No,
If
we
you
used
want to
the
take one,
momentum.
take
Got
one.
it. Okay.
You want to?
Take it if you want.
Oh, yeah,
you
I
can
think
take one
one
on
more
an
for you.
assist.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
You can't.
Nope.
Oh, that's right.
yeah,
No,
you
you can
can.
only use 1 dice
Okay.
for assisting.
Yeah, if you're assisting.
Oh, okay.
You only use
Yep.
1
Go
dice.
ahead and make your
Oh,
roll.
sorry.
You've already succeeded, so let's
I
see
know.
how well you do.
Oh yeah, we're. Yeah.
One crit or not crit. 1 success
Okay.
for me.
So 7 total.
So 3 from us.
So you
and
score your
then-
second highest net successes. You will watch as it takes a few moments, but you begin to hear the sounds first of the transporter. And then you begin to see the blue lines as the molecular beam begins to take her away. And a few moments pass as you watch this blue curtain, multiple columns of light spread apart again and again. And eventually the shuttle beams away. And Jiv stands there for a second and goes,
How is she?
She's on the ground. Life signs are holding.
Well done, everyone. Well done.
She's gonna thrive.
He just goes, look at this. And he presses a few buttons, and you see up on the screen behind him, like one of the wall panels, you see the sensor readings popping up, and you're watching her life signs. You're watching the wavelength of her life sign as the Sally Ride's scanning. And Throlo, you've been monitoring Jenny for a couple of days now. You've seen her in her weakened state, and you're watching an instant change begin to take place. And he goes, "Whoa! Okay, yeah, she destroyed the shuttle."
Yes.
Fist bump.
She's got a bigger pot.
That shuttle just broke apart. And I guess that's a good thing.
Yeah, hopefully she atomizes it.
You hear, not wanting to break the reverence of the moment, but you hear some scattered clapping from the Ox crew as some celebration begins to break out a little bit, and everyone begins to congratulate each other. The planet's been charted. It's been marked.
Got data.
And the beam coordinates have been recorded and stored safely where no one can find them. Jiv immediately removes a rod from the computer database and slips that into his slips that right into his belt and says, all right.
Worst case scenario is what I'm thinking. If any station finds any records of us making a little detour, we could say we got life reading signals, and as part of our job in Starfleet is to go and explore, investigate. Potentially it could have been intelligent life, but it was just a really advanced, cool-looking plant that we found on that planet. And then we're like, okay, cool. We get some readings. Bye.
Yep.
So.
All right. Yeah.
I know we're trying to wrap up. Can I just have one more thing?
Yeah.
Meanwhile, in the research lab.
In the research lab.
Oh, that's something too.
From my research lab, I call to Dr. Throlo and Chief Wren.
Is this after the beam down?
Immediately after, yeah.
Okay, so the celebration has happened. You hear the clapping and whatnot. Everyone begins to disperse. People are shaking hands. Jiv leaves the console. He has a rare smile on his face. Xadas, Sage, Xadas, he, as this is happening, like as the beam out is happening, people are congratulating. You feel his fingers intertwine with yours as he takes your hand in the crowd.
That whole scene, the only thing happening in Lark's head was, I hope my mother felt that way when she gave me up. Watching you guys with Ginny. But I don't say that out loud because that's silly. I just squeeze his hand.
And he's looking at you the way you looked at him. The two of you sort of slip out in the crowd, taking that moment so no one can spot the both of you. And you hear your communicator chirp as Talon reaches out and connects with you.
Talon to Throlo and Wren.
Hello, hi. Yes. Hi.
Hello. When you are finished with what has just transpired, would you please join me in the science lab?
Yeah. Yeah, on my way.
Okay.
Yeah, on the way up, I want to just do a quick check. Just looking around for familiar faces in particular.
Yeah, you see Jiv.
Shiv.
Jiv is like he's telling. You see one of the ensigns goes up to give him a hug, and he goes, "What are you?" And the ensign backs away, and he's like, and he spots you looking around, and he just, what?
Nothing. Bye.
Hey. You know the magnitude of what you just helped us do, right? You know how important a role you played in all that, right?
I'm just a botanist.
Yeah, just a botanist. Well.
I gotta go.
Yeah. Go do your botanist thing. Keep saving new life forms.
Yeah.
So go.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
If you see Lind, just yay, and then go off.
Walked out the door. You'll probably spot him on your way out.
Yeah. Okay.
Chief?
Yeah. Let's go.
As you filter out through the crowd, you're seeing a lot of people moving and milling about, but you don't spot the blue head of Lynn Xadas. You just see a lot of crew members filtering out into the hallway, and a few security officers reminding everybody that this many people in this enclosed space is actually against regulation and they should be moving on as quickly as possible. Jeffrey's tubes are not an acceptable exit point, and they start coordinating people going into the turbo lifts to go back to duty.
No one was running the whole ship.
Yeah, everyone was just, Sally is actually just floating, listing in space. Just,
no.
So,
Yep, run.
so you guys report up. Okay. Shh, door opens.
My back is to them at first, and when I turn around, you see that my eyes and cheeks are a bit greenish, which is flush for a Vulcan. But otherwise, I look normal. Thank you for joining me.
We missed you in the cargo bay.
I was working on something, and I wanted to complete it to show you both now. And so I'm thinking on, and this is now, sorry, I'm adding features to my lab without consulting with you. Sorry.
No, it's okay.
That I have
tell me what you got in mind.
some type of like holographic mini program that I can run.
That's an yeah. You can do
Okay.
that.
All right. So I power up my holographic
Okay.
program.
Burn a momentum.
Okay.
Because
Cool.
it allows you to create narrative changes in the
Thank you.
scene. So if you want to spend a momentum,
Why
it's
don't we
like
have
creating an
someone
advantage,
in
and you
Right.
can just say,
Because we got
Did we
like
get some back?
we had like 7 successes.
Oh, okay.
On
Maybe
that
we
roll, so we
didn't-
got
Yeah, it's
We
okay.
might not have added
we
our
were at
Anyway.
Okay.
We're at 5. Or now
Okay.
we're at 4.
Okay.
I've been keeping count.
Thank you.
Keeping crap.
Yeah, I've been keeping crap.
okay.
Playing craps. Okay. So I power this up, and I there's a locked drawer underneath my central workspace. I carefully unlock it with a code. I pull out an isolinear chip. I plug it into the holographic program and power it up, and it's a 3-dimensional model of Jenny as she was. And so I turn and say to you both, while I was visiting the life form over the past several months, I was taking deep scientific data on her. And I have mapped every scientific possibility of how she could evolve. This program can tell you who she might become in 10 years, 20 years, 50, 1,000 years. There are many variations, and you can see the ways that she might be growing on that planet. It is very useful for me scientifically.
You
But
called her. Sorry.
That was... Yes, I did.
Thank you.
Please keep this very safeguarded. I have checked with Commander Rue and added an encryption to it that only the 3 of us can access. And then I power it down and give them the chip. I should have thought ahead and put each one.
Shared custody.
Share custody.
Be safe. You can
just snorted. I just snorted.
Joy, I get it on weekends.
I can make another copy.
Mortal Kombat!
K.O.
I apologize. I made myself a copy and then one extra. I can make a third one. If that helps. Would that help?
Yeah.
I will make a third copy.
Thank you.
All right.
I hug Talon.
Yeah.
Talon is just
Talon, you immediately feel the discomfort of an emotional response from 2 very emotional beings. You kind of
Mine's more
anticipated this happening.
Like a lot of patting.
yeah.
Like a grandma. Oh.
Narendra Station.
I just kind of am like, okay.
Narendra Station, also known as, well, it's Starbase 364, but it's called Narendra Station. But you see, Narendra is obviously one of the newest stations in the Federation fleet. It went online just a few years ago, and it essentially looks like half of Earth's space dock. It's about half the size, so it's not this huge column. If you remember what that looks like, the great big Earth Space Dock 1, which is that massive station that orbits Earth. This one is about half the size, but it still has quite a bit of traffic moving in and out of it. But you do notice that as you all are pulling into the station itself, that aside from the obvious appearance of the USS Dauntless, which is just stationed not too far away from the station itself, that a lot of the ships that are coming and moving throughout here are not exploratory ships. A lot of these are like cargo vessels that are running back and forth between the Dauntless and a few of the other Federation starships that are stationed out here. You see an Excelsior class starship, which it's a refit Excelsior class. It's a bit out of date, but you see a bunch of other science vessels. You do see a Nebula class, which is an older version of Federation science vessels. And all of y'all get a good look at what your home is going to be for a while out here on the border of the unknown. Pulling into dock, beaming aboard, you find that Narendra Station is actually quite advanced and very well built. You are informed, Martinez, that the Admiral will see you as soon as she has time. But
sure.
She currently is completely wrapped up, and she welcomes you to Narendra and offers you a place to stay. Narendra Station actually has a nice bar area.
That's great. I'll try to keep it brief because she's so busy. So it's just,
essentially a liaison and comes and meets you as the Sally Ride docks. There is no real... there's no interaction really with... Let me put it this way. Lassie just flies right under the radar.
Yeah. Why would there be?
Nobody seems to raise any questions. And debriefing is not a problem. Inquiries are made about the Sally Ride being updated with some of the new software that's coming through, and also being updated with all the star charts that they've made from sending probes into the Shackleton Expanse.
Great, that'd be helpful. We also sent a probe.
That's all we did.
However, what you will also learn while you're out here
Nope.
is that Narendra Station is also cut off from the Federation until the Klingons decide to let them reestablish communications through the relays.
Really? Okay.
Essentially, what you all learn is out here on the edge of space in the Shackleton Expanse, Narendra Station, Sally Ride, and the other starships are out here. Y'all are the Federation, and you're on your own. But the war's not out here. There is no war out here at all. There's been a few scattered reports of sightings from the Romulans, and the occasional sighting of Klingons on the border, but no one has any real interest in the Shackleton Expanse, except you guys. Everyone's getting some downtime. Everyone's processing what they've been through. Everyone's having their moments where they're sort of getting their feet on the ground and trying to settle into what's going to be a long tour out here on the edge of space. And we're going to wrap up with this scene as Martinez, you're sitting in one of the bar areas. It's a sparse-looking area. It's still being developed and built, but you do see some civilians that are out here moving around and serving staff. And as you're sitting there drinking, some people are passing by Martinez, and someone stops in front of your table and then walks back and stands in front of you and says, "Rafael Martinez."
I'm afraid you have me at a disadvantage.
There's a young woman with brunette hair and brown eyes. She's dressed like a civilian. She's wearing a vest. She looks like she's got a utility belt around her, probably someone who works on one of these freighters. And she goes, "I cannot believe I am running into you out here."
I'm so sorry. Yeah. Have we met before? Do I know?
No, you went to school with my brother, Caleb. Caleb Moore. Told me all about you.
Yeah, I did, yeah.
It's, mind if I sit down?
Please.
She slides into a chair and says, "I feel like I know you. He told me all about your days at the academy."
I'm sorry, and your name was?
Oh, my name's Tanya.
Tanya.
I'm Caleb's sister.
Sure. It's nice to meet you, Tanya.
So, you're a captain now.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's actually pretty amazing.
It has its good days and bad, yeah.
This is kind of awkward, but when was the last time you spoke to Caleb?
Oh no.
It's been a few years. Yeah. Why? What's he Where's he stationed? Where is he these days?
He was stationed out here with us. He was part of the crew that helped activate Narendra Station. I mean, after he was expelled from the academy, he went and joined the civilian fleets, did some engineering work there, and he was out here with me for a while. But had an accident about 6 months into the tour.
He's dead, isn't he?
Yeah. Yeah, he died. Doing what he loved. It's crazy, though, that you're here.
Yeah.
He thought the world of you.
I thought the world of him. We were really good friends back at the academy. And he was an exemplary officer. Cadet, sorry.
You know, I don't know if he ever told you this, but Caleb hated Starfleet. Not like, you know, he didn't hate Starfleet, but he didn't want to be there.
You never told me that, no.
Yeah, I think he was ashamed. Our parents are kind of pushy about the whole Starfleet thing.
Yeah.
He told me what happened with the Kobayashi Maru. I don't know if you ever knew this, but he never regretted that. He always felt like you were always meant to be a captain. He felt like Caleb was always talking about how he was certain you were going to become the next James T. Kirk one day. He really believed in you, and he used to talk about you all the time.
Yeah, he and I used to talk a lot of shit back then, yeah.
Yeah, he told me some of the stuff y'all got into.
Yeah.
He told me he told me what he did. I don't know if he ever told you that, but I know he would want you to know if I ever saw you.
You know, Tanya, I regret that every single day. Every single day.
Why?
Because I thought I ruined a young man's life. And I don't know if he ever... Probably not, because he wouldn't have known, but I did everything in my power to take it back. I offered myself up in his place, and they wouldn't have it. And I kept hounding him, too. I got a restraining order, actually, from one of the professors at the academy.
Wow.
Because I showed up at their house, Tanya.
That's freaky.
I know. I was young, I was obsessed, and I...
But hey, at least now we know that if you have a restraining order on your record, you can still become a captain of a starship.
Mm-hmm. I had to do a lot to get rid of that, but yeah, you can.
She just kind of puts her head in her hands and she's like, oh my God, he would have loved to have heard that.
So he never wanted to be in Starfleet, is what you're telling me?
No, he just wanted to be an engineer, and he thought Starfleet was a way to do that.
Was he happy?
Yeah. Out here on the edge of space, building a station. One of the most advanced stations that the Starfleet's built. I mean, we had to go through Klingon space, which was fun. And we've been out here ever since. I was heartbroken, but I hope I go doing what I love.
Me too.
So, are you stationed out here now? Or are you just stopping by? I hear there's a war.
Yeah.
Well, there's no war out here.
Yeah, we're out here for a little while, yeah.
Well, maybe I'll see you around.
Yeah, I'd actually really like that, yeah. Tanya, I don't know if you have any idea of how much I maybe needed to hear what you just said. And if there's any truth to it, thank you. And even if there's not, thank you.
Caleb wanted to be an engineer because he knew the things that he was building were going to help people.
Yeah.
And he knew that they were going to make it easier for people like you to do your job. And I think Caleb thought one of the biggest acts he ever did as an engineer was making sure that you got out of there and he got where he needed to go. So, I don't know. It sounds like it all ended the way it was supposed to. At least by his telling of it.
Sure. Yeah.
She gives you this sort of like mischievous grin and she says, "See you around, Martinez."
Yeah. See you, Tonya. Thanks, Tonya.
She gets up. As she walks out of your field of vision, you glance up, letting everything sink in. And just beyond the tables in front of you and the waitstaff that occasionally walks by and the echoes of the life here on Narendra Station, out beyond the big, thick glass of the space station is a blanket of black with pinholes of light. Nebula, star clusters, comets, the stuff of the universe that's never been seen before, that no one's ever charted. A vast, unexplored swath of space waiting for the eyes of the Sally Ride to see it. Thanks for watching season 2 of Shield of Tomorrow, everyone.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers.
To outer space.
To outer space. To science. To you guys.
To Jenny.
Goddamn Monk's crew who came to the rescue.
McPlanet face.
McPlanet face. Thank you so much for a great arc as we now move into the next
frontier.
Story. Yes, the new frontiers. New stories to be had. We will be back on the holiday break. Thanks for everyone who stuck around. Have a safe and happy holiday.
What day are we back?
And thank you to the crew. What's that?
Yeah,
What day are we back? I don't know. Where's Sax? Sax!
He's at home.
Sax
He's
is in the
fast,
office on the
'cause
computer
he's-
going, I'm not running down the hall. We know when we're back?
Friday the 5th?
Oh,
What's
right,
that?
Friday.
The 5th? Okay, we're back on the
Friday
5th. Right on. Yeah, because we are just, that's the big news, is we announced our schedule change. So we're actually coming back on Fridays now. Friday, 4 p.m. is when Shield of Tomorrow will be coming back to you guys. So I know our UK viewers are pretty happy about that. Everyone wins and loses when the schedule has to change. So we'll move forward. And again, thank you all so much for your gifts. Thank you so much for watching and tuning in to us and being part of the USS Sally Ride. I'm really looking forward to the next chapter in the adventures of this crew and this ship.
Back the first Friday in January.
The first Friday in January. And before we go, I think Sax, you wanted to jump in here, didn't you? Didn't you want to say something?
Oh no, you can.
Do you want me to piss off? You want me to shut up? Is that what you're saying? Okay, Sax hates me. No, I'm just kidding.
The new time slot and everything.
New time slot, and yeah.
Hey,
and
hey y'all. Here's to Eric.
To Eric, our game master,
Copla and
who
stuff.
put us through all the fields.
Yeah.
Okay. About that, tonight, that was largely you guys screwing me over with the fields, okay? Jeez. Thank you.
Those tears in character.
Oh yeah.
I'm declaring them as being in character.
All tears? Well, actually, mine were too.
The ones I was in the room for.
Mine were off camera, but in character.
All right.
Thank you, crew, for putting up
Thank
with
you, crew, for letting us go late.
To the crew.
To the crew.
To the crow.
Thank you for my pie.
Thank you.
Happy birthday, Gina. Thank you all so much.
Happy birthday, Gina.
Thank you for your tweets. Thank you for keeping the secret. And we will see you back after the new year. Everyone have a wonderful, wonderful holiday. Please stay safe. And tune in. We will see you in 2018. Until then, hailing frequencies are closed. Thanks for tuning in to Shield of Tomorrow. If you enjoyed this, be sure to like and subscribe for more videos. We'll be here every week with the ongoing adventures of the USS Sally Ride. New episodes air on Geek and Sundry Twitch and Alpha every Friday from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. If you'd like to see more, you can start your free 30-day trial on projectalpha.com.